Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are good, and I'm happy to be back with Super Old Game Saturday, assuming you are seeing this. I went through hell trying to get this game started tonight, and last week, of course. I couldn't get it started last week. But, Super Old Game Saturday, you're not killing it Twitch, you're not killing it WWE, or anybody else, or anything else. We're finally here. I promised last week to elect versus Star Fox 64. It couldn't happen last week, but we're doing it this week. I am playing Star Fox 64, released in 1997 for the Nintendo 64, and I'm having a little bit of fun with the logo, moving it around with the analog stick. And because I've completed my cartridge here, we're playing off the original Nintendo 64, you have Fox there basically snap his neck, pretty much, looking around there and giving that little profile view. This is what happens when you get all of the medals in the game. And we're going to get into this. Alright. It's weird, I kind of feel not prepared for this, even though last week I was, like, getting set to go for this. Hi, Electverse. I am sorry we were not on last week, or as I said in the chat, sorry, guys, I gotta sit this one out. I tried. I really tried, but damn it, I was not gonna let you or anybody else not have your Star Fox 64. Either you, Electverse, or you, Protorova, good evening. I'm so happy to be back. Alright, and what a good one to be back with. We're playing Star Fox 64, as I mentioned, and as I showed there, I have all the medals on my Nintendo 64 cartridge. This also got releases in other places on the Wii and the Wii U for the Virtual Console, and there's a 3DS version. So, with that, this is a game that I don't know necessarily needs a whole lot of introduction, but I'll give it some anyway, and also explain how we're going to play this game, because this is the second, technically, game in the Star Fox franchise, released in 1997. Neato. Yeah, it is neato that I'm here, and I gotta tell you, I'm kind of shaking a little bit now because I thought for the first 10 minutes, like, I'm not going to be able to get this set again. I tried everything. I think what eventually did it was me changing my server a little bit from my capture device, but we're here. We have Star Fox 64, the fight game from Nintendo, the only entry in the franchise that Nintendo themselves developed, which might explain why people love this game to death, and I love it too. So, I'll explain a little bit of how this is going to work before we start. Since I have a completed cartridge, I don't think there's anything I can show here yet to indicate that, I unlocked Expert Mode. Now here's how we're going to do it. In order to cover all these levels, because we're going to play every level. This game is good enough and fun enough that it deserves it. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this game 3 times. First we're going to be rocking it on Expert, which is hard for reasons I'll explain a bit. We're going to play that, we're going to go through the easy path with the expert, so we're going to be a little weird on that. Then we're going to go about the middle path. There are going to be some stages we're going to repeat, but point is we're going to go on main game for the middle path, and then the hard path, which is where we're going to finish off tonight. I don't think this should be too bad. I'm so excited. Me too. I cannot tell you how excited just to get the stream up, number 1, and number 2, to be able to play in this game, because this game is terrific, and I'm looking forward to, like first Protorova, anyone else who is in the chat tonight, to give me your memories, your input, and everything on this game, which is an institution if you're a Nintendo 64 player, and might be the most, I guess, the biggest game of this system I've played so far, except for GoldenEye. But I'll have to go back to doing GoldenEye because I don't have the recording of it. And I guess before I start, one other thing I'm going to say, Super Old Game Saturday is on YouTube tonight. Or not tonight, it's been on all week. I've been archiving the episodes we've had going so far, starting in the stuff from last year, going back to October. And soon enough, it'll get to a position where, when we're done streaming for a night, a day or two after, the stream you're watching for the Saturday will be there. Alright, with enough preamble, let's get going. I'm also going to be a little quiet because we have a fully voiced opening narration going on, which is really nice for the Nintendo 64 to have a full voice. The Mary's renting this game, fun times, and I will look forward to hearing your fun times and us having a fun time. So, hit the A button, let's get this started. I will be quiet for a little bit.
Corneria, 4th planet of the Lilat system. The evil Andros turned this once thriving system into a wasteland of near extinction. General Pepper of the Cornerian army was successful in exiling this maniacal scientist to the barren, deserted planet Venom. 5 years later, General Pepper noticed strange activity coming from Venom. James McCloud, Pigma Dangar, and Peppy Hare of the Star Fox team were sent to investigate. Upon their arrival, Pigma betrayed the team, and James and Peppy were captured by Andros. Peppy barely escaped Venom and returned home to tell James' son, Fox, about his father's fate. A few years have passed. Andros has again invaded the Lilat system. General Pepper has turned to a new Star Fox team, headed by Fox McCloud, to save Corneria and free the Lilat system once again.
And I am back, and we are in the Lilat system with that little preamble of what happened to James McCloud, the father of Fox McCloud, who we're going to be controlling in this game, but in Expert you're going to see something a little different. Now, here's the map. This is on Expert, as I mentioned. All those little, I don't know if you can see them there, little, like, commendation medals. That's for getting hits on each of the stages. I have every single one for both normal and Expert. They do track it that way, and you have other bonuses that come along with that. We start every playthrough the way it always goes, in Corneria, which is where that arrow is. Also gonna have one little warning. I don't know if, audience or anyone in the chat is, sensitive to, flashing lights. There are some for this game. I think they've been toned down if you play it on the Wii U, or the 3DS version. But I just want to warn you that right now, because as soon as I hit that A button, you're going to be a little flash as we get ready to go, and we enjoy some of the most deliciously wonderful voice acting you can imagine. Let's go.
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me.
Good luck.
There you go. Enter Star Fox. And one other thing I also want to tell you, we're getting the full 1997 Star Fox experience up in here, because I do have the Rumble Pack with fresh batteries ready to go, and hopefully we'll get a Rumble in the cutscene. I don't remember if it's there or if it's during play. I also used the other aspect of, you know, the Expert mode. Okay, it doesn't in the cutscene. Expert mode, you're wearing the glasses like your father. Take that out of context. Yeah. Wait till we get to Res.
Check your G-diffuser system.
Let's check our G-diffuser system and meet our wingmates. We have Falco Lombardi, named after Vince Lombardi of NFL fame. We also have Peppy Hare, father's old helper.
Perfect. All systems go.
And of course, the most reviled but still lovable when you think about it character, Slippy Toad.
I'm okay.
All right. So with that, I see him up ahead. Let's rock and roll. All right, let's rock and roll. And before I start, I have my controller there. Hopefully you're hearing the rumble on the microphone. But yes, that means I do have the Rumble Pack going, so we're going to have that. And it's fitting because this game came bundled with it. All right, so first level, we're in Corneria, and we're coming across the sea to enter the city. By defeating all those enemies, you get a laser upgrade, which you're going to be loving to have. There's a dual laser, and Slippy, as usual, gets into trouble, but if you shoot down the enemies quick enough, you'll be okay. And you got to protect your teammates as well if you want to get medals. And a number up there is the number of hits you've gotten from defeating enemies, and if you get a certain number, in this level it's 150, you'll get a medal. We'll see how many we get. But it's also going to be difficult because on Expert, you crash into anything, your wings are gone, it is the worst feeling in the world. But, still love this game. Alright, so fly around, we're going to be barrel rolling pretty much the entire time, and hitting the A button. Yeah, you're going to want to stay alert for sure on this one, and I have tons of memories playing this game. And it's also a game that, to me, I think... Okay, I want to bomb him, or no, I'm not going to bomb him. I want to get that hyper laser as soon as I can, because everything will die really quickly when I have that. Also, slowing down.
You've got an enemy on your tail.
I'll use the bomb right there. Alright, this game does slow down a little bit as far as it, but it's still... I'll tell you one thing about this game, and I'll say this right now, as we go along, we'll see this. This is, in a lot of ways, probably one of the Nintendo 64 games that's aged the best, in its weird way. I've had a lot of fun there, fly through there. It's bomb on normal, but here it's health. And Falco's in a little bit of trouble, so we gotta help him out. Oh, shit!
Get the one behind you.
So this is one of the best opening levels to any game, I would agree with that. Yeah, something is wrong with the G-diffuser on him, so we gotta blow them up. If we don't help him here, he's gonna get shot down, but we got him. And he's now, you know, sort of thankful. I guess one other thing to go into is that, okay, the bombs, all that stuff, we're gonna get probably one of the most memorable lines in this game right here. Oh yeah, do a barrel roll. Shit! Alright, I hit the ground. Yeah, we're gonna see that happening a lot on Expert. But, of course, there's nothing I can do about that, well, unless I play better. But yeah, when that happens, you fly oblong, or you fly downwards on your own, but you pick up a wing upgrade, and you're good. But the other thing also is you lose your laser power, so you want to be careful of that. There is also a secret. By saving Falco like we did and flying through all these arches... we can go to a special area. We are not going to go to that special area just yet because we're showing off all the levels, so skip the last couple. We go over to the right. We'll go over to the right later, but right now we are going to go straight and help Peppy out. And he's hurting. You also see their health bars up there, and you want to be careful about that because if they get shot down, you're losing your medal, and I'm not getting medal score anyway. Alright, enemy robot dead ahead. Alright, they're the orange rings. You get 3 of those, your health gets increased, and if you get 3 more after that, you get a life. Alright, so now we're entering
All range mode.
all range mode. The new element of this game was also in Star Fox 2, which was made before this, but didn't release until years later. Alright, so here's the robot. If there is a bomb underneath his legs, let me go and get that.
I'm going to crush you.
And anytime you get into a boss and you have Slippy around, he will help you by giving you the enemy shields. And in all range mode, by the way, you're flying around and you can go anywhere. I'll press the C up button and you change camera angle. You have a, I guess a first-person view when you're going in the normal linear levels, not in all range, but we should be good here. This is a pretty easy boss. I'm just gonna shoot his legs out.
Aim for his back.
Oh, that too, but... Alright, so yeah, we have to hit the back, but we make this easier by, you know, hitting him in the legs. Also, by the way, that blue bar up there, if you're somehow not familiar with this game, just for the purpose of giving a record of it, anyway, that is your G-diffuser system whenever you do boosts, whenever you do tricks.
I will not be defeated by this worm.
Oh, yes you will. Yes, you fucking will. Where are you? Right, there you go. That's your radar, and you shoot him in the back. Got him.
Emperor, I failed you.
Of course, anytime you beat a boss, you see that feel that rumble pack going. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting thing having rumble in-game like this, I guess pushed by the console makers themselves. I think there was a backpack that was not made by Nintendo that was like pretty much giving a sense of, yeah, you're getting beaten up, but it was $400 and like it didn't make much sense financially for anybody to make or feasibly buy, so it didn't go anywhere. But this was $20 on its own. It came with this game.
You okay over there, Fox?
But because we finished the level, we have our teammates giving us a good sense, and every time you finish the level, you also have their health recover. Why are the legs so flimsy? I would guess because, actually, I don't know, they might give a story reason for this in, like, some of the extended lore of Star Fox, but I would think maybe because Andros has been in exile for so long, and that his, I mean, they skimped on costs. Alright, now, because of the path we took, we're not going up to where that, I guess that green, star thing is. We're going to the asteroid field. We're in Medio. Let's get a little bit of a briefing from General Pepper, who we're doing this for.
Star Fox. Now watch out for enemies in the asteroid field.
I won't let you down, sir.
Yeah, at least now we won't. Now we're into the asteroid field. And any fans of The Empire Strikes Back might see this as familiar. And it definitely is evoking that feel. And I think, when you really think about it, Star Fox is kind of to the gaming industry what Star Wars is, in the sense that it is this kind of space opera that has such an appeal to it.
Things are starting to heat up.
They are heating up as we hear full voice acting of our team members, which is amazing.
We're heading into the asteroid.
And that's Mike West, by the way, as Fox, and we have some pretty good voice acting talent here, some of whom unfortunately are no longer with us, like Rick May, who voiced Peppy Hare. And then what happened was when they released this on the 3DS, it was a remake, sort of. They actually changed, or they re-recorded the dialogue. A lot of the same voice actors were in that game, but...
Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side!
Oh yeah, Falco will get mad, or anybody will get mad if you shoot them, but, yeah, so that's where we're at. We're in the asteroid field, and, as Peppy's gonna say, it's quiet. Too quiet. I could feasibly quote this whole game if you wanted me to, but I'm not going to yet.
Use bombs wisely!
Alright, that's the bomb, by the way. You hit that out, hit the B button, and then feasibly hit it again to detonate it or let it go, and it blows up everything on the screen. You can get more points that way by defeating enemies in a string like that, but see, I'm playing it in some ways the wrong way if you're going for score, because I'm just hitting that A button repeatedly. You're probably hearing that, you know, that button hitting on the mic. It gets plays to that idea. Alright, yeah, I should probably have gotten into the stunts. You have, again, when you have that G diffuser bar filled, you hit down and the C left button, and you do a, flight, or a flip. Damn, the cough for killing Rick. I know, I mean, that was a sad... Oh, shit! I hit the... Okay, that was weird. I hit the asteroid and my, wings didn't go.
Whoa! Can you make it?
Okay, as I was gonna say, was that what happened? I mean, I I think you're right. I don't remember if that was what, because he was young. He was, like, in his 50s. It was like Dean Bristow with Robotnik at Sonic Adventure. It was a really sad situation. Oh, yeah, when you see that, hit the C right button. Rob64 will come to your aid with supplies. Or if you kill all the enemies there, get a bomb. Let's see what's in the box. Alright, another bomb. Which you can hold up to 9. If he's saying watch out, I'm going to be careful to watch out because those enemies are going to come. And if they hit me, well, I'm going to be in trouble. We just go about that way, and there they go. Alright. It is very peaceful out here in the,
They're on me! I've got the careless!
in the asteroid field. You gotta be careful. And also save your, friends. Although sometimes they'll be annoying enough, like, yeah, you won't want to. Especially when they crash into me. Sometimes that happens, and then they blame me. It's like, watch where you're flying. Like, especially on Expert, if that happens, I'm gonna be probably swearing them out because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to lose my wings again. At least I showed it once, but there's one level I am dreading. Actually, it's the last one in this path, so we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, by taking them out with one shot by using the charge laser, you can get more points that way. Or in this case, usually to hit these things, you usually just want to aim yourself up that way, use the reticle, and just keep shooting. Also, let me show off the first-person view here. Yeah, if you really want to be getting challenged or getting, you know, motion sickness potentially, there you go. Use that. It actually kind of reminds me of, if anyone's familiar with this, G-Lock, which is an arcade game from Sega. You use the R360 cabinet, where it kind of was a rotating situation. I think they found, like, a unused one of those in a, field recently. Oh, these bee things, they shoot out those, rainbow rings, and they're annoying to avoid, especially because in Expert, they give you 3 of them at once. But we're done, for now. And there's, guys in...
Take that!
Yeah, he was gonna say you want a piece of me, but it's like, yeah, I just blew him up. So not too much to that. Alright, as we go, we're almost to the end of this level, and this is a level that has another path as well. Not every level has multiple paths, but this one does, and we're not going that extra path. But if you're going for metal, you want to go that extra path. Also, Falcon will shoot that out.
A, to charge your laser.
Yeah, those rings right there. Actually, I'll show this briefly. I'm not going all the way. You go through these. You have to go through all 7 of these. It's not easy. And you go to a warp point. We're not going that way because it's going to take us on the middle path. We will go to those levels later. Apparently in the comics, Asteroid was in love with Fox's mother and was jealous of James or Fox Sr., which would make sense. And I know there's a lot of, extended universe lore to Star Fox. I know Star Fox Command went into some of that, although I don't know if all that was considered canon. But there is actually a lot of interesting background lore to this franchise, particularly when we get to Star Fox Adventures, which is like one of the ones I don't own now.
I cannot allow you to go any further.
Am I going this path? We have a boss. If we went the area with the rings, there would be no boss, and there'd be a lot of more things to hit to get to that 200-point target for the medal here.
Let's see what you've got.
Alright, let's show them what we got. Now, how to do this guy is you want to shoot the yellow items there, but don't... Actually, no, I'll show this. Shooting the center shield. The shield is absorbing the laser, so be careful there. But if you aim yourself, okay, you should be good.
Than I thought.
When you get rid of all those, that'll come towards the screen, so get away. And I do love the idea of how this game is playing with 3D perspective, especially compared to how it was on the Super Nintendo, which, remember, on Super Nintendo, Star Fox was a groundbreaking game for its Super FX polygonal technology, but its frame rate wasn't completely up to snuff. It was kind of early 3D. This game really took that game and enhanced the promise of it beautifully, and it still holds up nicely today, even with its frame rate hiccups. It's fun whether you're playing solo like I am, or in the multiplayer, which I'll show briefly as far as, like, some of the unlockables, but near the
I
end.
admit defeat.
Alright, so we got him, so he says, but are you gonna listen to that monkey? And I love the delivery of this line.
You're not as stupid as you look!
The idea of the kind of the build of him being really calm and then just kind of going into a yelling fit at the end. It's not too bad though, you just have to hit those yellow not triangle squares or rectangles. And we got him.
I can't believe I lost to this scum!
If this does not work!
Sorry,
Oh yeah.
Jet, but I'm in a hurry.
Thankfully, we're not in a hurry on this one, thank God, especially now that I have the stream up, and I am so happy for that. I guess that also means everything I had planned for stream was pushed back a week, so next week is Shadow the Hedgehog. And it's fitting we're doing that next week, given the path system of this game. And also this level, this is where you get your wingmates telling you how they're doing. Yeah, he's at low health, so he's saying, yeah, you almost died.
You worry about your own hide.
Meanwhile, Falco and Slippy have no problems. Peppy, whenever I played the hard mode or the expert mode, he always seems to be the one who takes, hits the worst. I don't know why that is. But going back to that voice thing, I just love that delivery, I think, and it's funny, this was a year we also had Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The idea of you could look at it feasibly say, like, this is not good voice acting, but you know what? I would say both cases they are, because you really get that passion, and it really makes you want to play the game more, and you have an attachment to it. It feels real. It feels like they're not bullshitting you at any time as far as that, and neither is this game. And so far I'm doing okay as far as hits, even though I'm not getting medals. That'll probably change on this one, because we're on Fortuna, which is the ice planet on this one. It was the Floral Planet on Super Nintendo, but...
Recover our base from the enemy army!
Roger, General.
Alright, so the enemy base on Fortuna has been taken over, so we have to save it. And as it's saying there, entering Star Wolf, we'll see them in a minute.
And take it to him.
This is also one of the easiest levels in the game to do a medal on, because you only need 50 hits for it. An easy way to do that is just hit the enemies that are coming out of the base, and you start in all-range mode, so just keep going around and going after them. One other thing I will show off, I'll show this a little bit later, is the U-turn. If you hit down and... Actually, I'll show it now. Hit down to see down, you do a U-turn. You can only do that in the all-range section, and it is very useful for the combat. Uh-oh. And when your teammates are in trouble, they'll give you a little arrow to try and help them.
You're dead meat.
And hopefully we can help Peppy out before he gets shot down. Alright, something fell as far as an item. That ding-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah, you can hear that. Oh, shit! Yeah, I didn't want to hit into them, because they can hit me as well. Yeah, you're gonna hear that from Slippy a lot, whether it's this game, whether it's Star Fox Assault, or even the first one.
You're dead meat.
Yeah, I'm nervous about Peppy, but I'm not necessarily going for medals because I have them all. Alright, bye-bye.
Go find your own target, Fox.
Yeah, they get mad when I destroy their targets. It was like, yeah, too bad. They're going down. I need my points up. They only need 50 for the medal, and this is going to be pretty easy to do. In fact, feasibly, I can get it, no issue anyway, now, because I've hit as many as I have. We'll see in a minute why. Alright, while we're waiting for, well, the next thing. Well, there we go. He asked the $1 million question, and we realize why now.
A bomb has been planted at the base.
Here we go.
Can anyone take care of it? Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Andros has ordered us to take you down.
Happy, long time no see. Andros' enemy is my enemy.
Alright, so here is the Star Wolf team,
Just what I need.
which includes Pigma Dengar, who stabbed our father in the back, so we gotta send them back to hell. So this is our first dogfight section with the 4 members of Wolf O'Donnell, Andrew Oikeni, Leon, I don't remember the last name, and Pigma Dengar. And I love that, like, New York accent on Pigma. Oh, shit. Alright, I shot Peppy down, so when that happens, by the way, he will be out of commission, and any bonuses they give you on a level will be non-present.
I am the great Leon.
In his case, usually he'll give you, like, hints as you're going along. Slippy's the most useful in the sense that he'll give you, like, information about the bosses. And Wolf is fucking dead. I killed him really quickly.
Get this guy off!
And then I think, I guess, what does Falco do? I guess he just kind of braces me. Oh, and Andrew's gone too, but see, that's what happens when you have, hyper lasers. But unfortunately, because we have Peppy gone, we're not getting a medal, even though I'm gonna hit 50. So where is, I think, oh, let's get a update.
Sending supplies.
Alright, where is, there we go, there he is. Also, they do put the little box that Rob sends me on the screen so I can go see what's over there.
Shoot! He's right behind you.
Alright, so there's Bomb, and I'm up to 5, which is a good thing. Also, I'm a little bit of a time limit here, because if I don't kill them quickly enough, we're gonna lose the ability to go to another level, but I could feasibly not do it, but it doesn't really make a difference. Alright, come on. Where'd he go? Alright, there we go. Alright, so Leon's gone, and we only have, Pigma as well.
One more to go.
So I guess insert, Ingo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die, as far as Pigma, because Pigma did kill my father, so we're gonna have to send him back to hell.
Danger. 1 minute.
Alright, there we go. I'm glad I just got to show that. If I don't kill him in a minute, we're in trouble. But he got him. Alright, now with Pigma dead, we can go take care of the bomb. By the way, if you don't do that and time runs out, they get away and the bomb blows up. I also do like the fact you have the glasses. It's shown in the in-game model.
Hey, we made it!
Heavy ship is in the docking bay.
Yeah, you get that little update if they're gone. So yeah, Peppy didn't make it.
That was a close call, Fox.
Me's a kid, shit, me's an adult, chumps. Yes, that is absolutely true. Especially when you bring the hyper lasers to battle. This actually went a lot better this way than I would have expected. But hold that thought, because we're going to see them again a bit later. But not in this first playthrough, we're not going to. Also, yeah, by doing that, you get to go to Solar. We're not going to Solar yet. And one thing you can do is if you get the best path out of a level, and the difference for that, by the way, if you've never played this, is it said mission accomplished when we first started the level. If it said mission complete, it would be going the regular way. But mission accomplished means it's good. So press the start button. I can go to Solar if I want to. I can also say I'm gonna die and restart the level I just played for some reason. Or I can change course. So I can switch between going to Solar or to where we're actually gonna go to, which is Sector X. Let's proceed over there. I'm glad to come in here with bombs, by the way.
Reports indicate that Andros is working on some secret weapon.
I'll check it out.
Alright, let's take a look at the secret weapon. In the space base of Sector X, which has the most hidden areas or most paths of any level in the game. And I'll point those out as we go along. Alright, so here we are in Sector X, the fourth mission of this playthrough.
Take out that weapon, boy.
Alright. Yeah, you want to have bombs here because you can get massive points on the enemies at the start by using those. But the other thing you can do, and I'm waiting for this a little bit, is to find the space mines. We want to blow those up as well. And okay, good. They didn't. Okay, I thought they flew into me, and that'll happen on the last level in this playthrough, and I am very nervous about that. In the meantime, they're going. Also, by the way, if you're seeing those hit points... Uh-oh. Yeah, if you're seeing those hit point numbers behind, when you kill multiple enemies at one time, you get a chain bonus, and that's the way to get lots of points. You see that when you do the bombs in particular. Well, sometimes with the bombs. When you do the laser charge. Alright, here we go. Space mines! Blow them up before they blow up, and you get tons of hits. There's going to be one level on the final path we play where I'm going to get a lot of usage out of that. A lot of points from that, and it's one of the levels I think that has the most, Actually, no, it is the level that has the most, hit points that you need to get the medal on anything. Also, by the way, with Peppy gone, we're not going to see him until the beginning of the next level, but, we'll see him later. Meantime, let's just explore this base and enjoy, the music, which was done by Koji Kondo and, the other guy who's involved, because there are two people who did the music for this. I really got in this nice militaristic idea of, you know, shit, I thought I was gonna get hit there, of, like, the space, combat thing. And it was also amazing when Star Fox Assault came out, because you had the, Tokyo New City Orchestra re-recording or redoing all of the music from this game, along with some new ones, turning well. Also, by the way, yeah, you can take a left or right path. If I'm going the middle, I'd go the right. We're going the left, and I'll show you why in just a second.
I can't wait to see this secret weapon.
Alright, we'll, yeah, hold that thought, Falco. We will see it soon enough. By going to the left, you don't have as many things to hit for the metal, which is 150, by the way, in this stage. You also have these little walls that come up, that if you don't fly through them right, you're going to crash, and your wings are going to be gone.
I found the gate!
Shit.
Like a warp!
Alright, yeah, that's what Falco will do if you have him. He'll tell you where a warp is, and we'll show that in just a second. But where is it? Hang on.
Sending supplies.
Alright, it's right here. That little square thing, if you keep hitting it, and it takes a lot of hits to do that, it opens. And if you go through, I think, all 5 of those, you can go through a warp area that will take you to Sector Z, and the section you go through that is insanely difficult. We're not going to be seeing that, though, so we'll skip that. We'll see Sector Z, but we're not going through this way. That being said, going through Sector Z this way, that's the easiest way you're getting a medal of that level, for reasons we'll explain when we get there. Oh, but in the meantime, I can go through this last one because I didn't hit them all. Alright. This game's so much fun. I'm so glad to be playing it for you tonight, and I'm so glad to be back, and I'm so glad that you're back. I could have imagined feasibly that, yeah, I was not on last week, and like, yeah, you're gonna ditch the show, but thankfully you didn't, and I appreciate that. And I plan to keep this Super Old Game Saturday train going.
Fox, look behind you.
Alright. Speaking of looking behind you, here is the boss, and this is the secret weapon. I'm saying low because I think sometimes enemies will come above you.
The secret weapon.
Alright.
Destroy. Destroy.
Alright, here we go.
Enemy shield analyzed.
Here's the boss here. It is the secret weapon robots.
I will terminate all enemies.
Well, that gives me the come hither look, come hither movements. And his eyes come down, and you want to barrel out of the way so you don't get your wings chopped off. Keep hitting the yellow sections there. Oh shit, I killed him really quick, but again, that's the hyper laser power. Yeah, I guess I skipped him saying, "Where is the creator?" But alright.
The view is clear.
But now he'll do this, so stay out of the way, go down to the left.
Destroy what? He's crazy.
Also, I'm waiting on one thing. I have to hit his eyes there, but I want to wait for him to do one thing. There's also an extra attack pattern he has.
Destroy.
Or no, he doesn't. I guess it's random. There's something else he does. He'll do like a spinning arm thing. Not this, something else. Alright, hang on. Oh, he's just doing this.
Destroy.
Actually, also the other thing is, there's something specific that's supposed to happen. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. Oh, shit! Right, there go my wings. No, you won't.
Be complete.
Alright. Yeah, he was saying, let me help you out. Yeah, he's not helping me out, because if he does that, I lose him. And, actually, technically, you have to lose him to go to the level we're going to next, but I decided, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, a little bit. But because we completed one level, Peppy's all ready to go. We're seeing him next mission.
You worry about your own hide.
By the way, if I didn't defeat the robot when I did, Slippy would get knocked off, he'd be gone. If I was going for the medal, I'd be done, and I'd have to go to the level we're gonna go to next. But that also explained, like, yeah, here's Slippy, he's good, so how does this next level make sense? But we'll show you that. Alright, so, usually whenever I played this game, this is how I usually would go. I usually would go this way, usually because I didn't know about, you have to wait for Slippy to get knocked off course. That would be Macbeth. We'll see Macbeth a little later. But one thing about Macbeth and the next level, Titania, what they have in common is we're not using the R-Wing on these. And we'll show you why in just a minute.
What are you doing? It's too dangerous there.
I can't leave Slippy hanging.
Okay, so we're gonna assume for the sake of argument that Slippy was, I don't know, kidnapped or something off screen. But anyway, if you get him knocked off on Sector X, he'll be sent here. And with this, we have the Landmaster, which we're gonna be playing around with in just a second.
Deploy the Landmaster.
Hate the boss of this. Playing on Expert? Yes! When I went to the test playthrough this last week, he hurts very badly. And this is where this game gets really hard, too. Alright, so we're in the Landmaster, which is a tank. You're going forward. You do not have a camera change, by the way, on this. You also have Z and R. If you press those, you do a hover. If you tap Z or R twice, you do a barrel roll. But you also can hold one of the buttons to go left or right like that. Also, the landmines. You want to watch out for those on the ground. Yeah, it's funny. I rarely played this level when I played this game. But when I was going for getting all the medals, then I played it. It's weird. This is the easy path, but I honestly think that the medium one, Macbeth, is a bit easier. But Falco has some choice words for my choice of vehicle.
I'll pass.
Alright, yeah, Falco talks the talk, but yeah, he's not gonna walk the walk. He's never getting out of that plane. Well, okay, actually, that's not true. He technically does if you're playing in the multiplayer, which will show up very briefly. Also, thankfully, in this mission, I don't have to worry about my wings getting destroyed if I hit into the fixtures there, but unfortunately, also, I had the hyper lasers, you lose it, unfortunately, when you go to the level with the Landmaster, or to Macbeth either. So it's kind of a little bit of a weird thing. Alright, so that's hovering. You also combine with the dash button, which is on C left, by the way, if I didn't mention that. And you can get a little more of a distance, or go faster across something.
To barrel roll, press C or R twice.
I do love that dialogue as well, the fact he's actually speaking out the things with the buttons. It's always a weird fascination for me for any game, really, which is the idea that they'll actually record dialogue specifically saying, like, press this specific button. Also, I need health, which, by the way, getting those orange rings, along with 3 of them giving you either a health bar extension or a life when you have 3 already, you get more health off of those. I think it's actually less when you're on Expert, and we're going to learn that the hard way 2 levels from now, and I am looking forward to, you know... I'm not looking forward to that. I'm really nervous about that. It's also a pretty hard level to medal from what I was realizing when I played this. I don't know how I did it, but it's 150 hits here, by the way. Also, I think the other thing I should be doing is, yeah, using the, the landmines don't record hits. It's sometimes weird getting a sense of, like, what gives you a hit and what doesn't, particularly on this level, because it's one I think I play... Of all the levels I think of this game, this is probably the one level I've played the least. I know other people, though, who always would play this game, and they'd usually, their preferred path would be going the easy way or going to this stage in particular. So, it's interesting to get that idea, and that's also the brilliance of the path system, which we'll talk about. I will talk about why it's not brilliant in Shadow the Hedgehog when we play that next week, but... And it was a very controversial decision. Let's talk about that briefly, because when this game came out in 1987, people were thinking, well, okay, I can sit down, I can beat this game feasibly in an hour. And the thought was like, oh, okay, I remember reading some letters in Nintendo Power, people saying literally, I was so mad I almost sold my system because the game was so short. But it turned out that was a deceptively, you know, shrewd move on Nintendo's part to really get people to want to play the game again, and realizing, hey, wait a minute, if I do something special, I can go to a different level. Or, hey, I can get these medals by getting a certain score tally on stages. And hey, there are things I can unlock by getting them for every stage. And it played to, and I mentioned this when we did Katamari Damacy a few weeks ago, and we will be finishing that game off in 2 weeks, just to reiterate that. Reiterate the schedule a little. It's such a compulsive element of that, and it kind of is the crux of gaming when you really think about it. It's like sitting on a couch just saying, like, hey, I have a lot of things I could be doing with this game, and something that is very simple when you really think about it as far as how the game operates, but it is deceptively deep as far as what it offers and just what the path system really gives. And I would think that there are other games Nintendo tried this with, I know Yoshi's Story being another one, but I think this is the one they really did it the best, where it kept a consistent challenge as you were going through normally, and then it also made it so that you had more of an incentive to go through multiple times, even more than anything. Okay, there's Slippy, who was gone before, but here he is now. And I'm coming in with an extra life, and also with full health, and because of this boss, yeah, we will get into that with this boss, because the test playthrough, this was a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie.
Come help me.
Alright, so he's hung, or being held in the arms there, with this, like, scorpion. Oh, and he does the thing with the arms there, you can shoot the arms, and the idea is we gotta free Slippy out so we can get some health out of him. Or get some health of, what is it? The health bar of the boss. Yoshi's Story is my brother's favorite. I love Yoshi's Story too. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not saying that just to give an idea. I'm not necessarily bad-mouthing Yoshi's Story as far as that. It's just that this game, I just really liked how this game did its path system in particular. And it's certainly a better game with the path system than the Shadow the Hedgehog, and some great presentation in that game too. Although with Yoshi's Story, I think Nintendo kind of screwed themselves on that one by explicitly tying that to Yoshi's Island, and so it created the comparison between them.
Impossible this way!
Alright, so yeah, it is impossible this way. You have to shoot the arms out, by the way, and I was just kind of doing that. But this boss is really, could really hurt if you're not careful. Look, I'm already gonna be done.
Pipe down, Flippy. Just hold on.
Alright, so there we go. And yeah, you want to hover over his tails thing. And when he gets the health up, use the bomb. I'm just gonna say that right now. Oh shit, it didn't work. Because I did that in the test playthrough. I hit him with the bomb once in the chest, and he died in one hit. Oh wait, no, I have to hit the other arm. I forgot about that. Okay, now I can hit that. Uh-oh. One more hit and I'm gonna die. Oh, shit! Ouch! No! Alright, that's what happens when you die, and hopefully we won't run into a game over situation with anything here, because If I do, there are no continues to this game, and we have to start it over, and I don't want to do that. Alright, so at least I'll be a little more careful going through this. And to be fair, this is not a level I'm very good at. I'm not going to lie that. I mean, as long as we don't run into trouble on the last level, I'll be okay with that. Oh, yeah, for a minute there, I was going through that pillar, and I just figured, like, wait a second, why am I not getting hurt? Alright, yeah, build up my bombs, pretty much. I think that's the real thing you want to do. Also, by the way, because I died, I went back to the checkpoint. If you don't hit the checkpoint, you're going back to the beginning of the level. Also, I think the boxes that they give you... Okay, that, by the way, that star is a large health icon. It gives you more health back than the gold rings or the silver rings. I think they do set the items you get based on how you're doing in the level. So I think it does a check on your health. One thing I'm going to do is get my health bar increased. I guess to go back to the Yoshi Story thing, though, that's a very good game, too, but I do think it kind of suffered in comparison to Yoshi's Island. It's not as good as Yoshi's Island, but I still really like it. And we can do Yoshi's Island, or Yoshi's Story, well, Yoshi's Island as well. We can do Yoshi's Story someday. We will be using the Wii U Virtual Console version for that. Because I do have it on Nintendo 64, but because it was a game that's a 2D platformer, or 2.5D platform that's controlled entirely with the analog stick, the Nintendo 64 analog sticks sometimes don't age. For this game, I can handle it, no problem, maybe because it's 3D that helps it. But because of that, I explicitly bought the Wii U version for that, and it plays like a dream. So when we do Yoshi's Story, we're going to be using the Wii U for that one. And you probably want to jump on that at some point before Nintendo decides they want to shut the Wii U store down. Thankfully, that's not happening yet, because I guess everybody's focusing on Sony doing that, and the, let's put it out here. Let's bring this up to discussion. The utter shit show that is happening with Sony now. Not even just the we're losing things, not even just the certain things look like they might be being delisted earlier for no reason and without warning. Not even necessarily the idea that the thought that patches of games on PlayStation 3 are going to be gone because of all this. But even like recent news of the idea that people are concerned about the CMOS within the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 potentially making your consoles pretty much worthless. So I hope that's not true as far as things, especially because I just bought a PS3 to get all of the, stuff that I would think would be cheaper going that direction than getting them in their normal form. So, yeah, I'm going to avoid that for now. Alright, with that, we got boss here. Yeah, shoot him in the chest with a bomb. Alright, yeah, if you hit him dead on, he'll die in one hit, but yeah, he'll die in two. I think. Okay, good. By the way, that hit point there, for bosses, if you beat a boss within 2 minutes, you'll get 10 points on top of the 1 point you get from killing them normally. That goes down as you take more time, so keep that in mind. I don't know if we're going to show that off, but so far we've been killing them really quickly.
I thought I was gone.
Yeah, I don't know where you went, Slippy. That's my question.
You're always saving your hide, Slip.
That is true.
I'm sure he's learned his lesson.
Yeah, you say that. That being said...
When we get back, we'll head to Venom.
Yeah, we will go to Venom soon, but we have one other level to go to before that. Actually, that is an interesting point, because in Star Fox Assault, which was the GameCube Star Fox game, or the GameCube main shooter fight concept of Star Fox, you actually did have Slippy kind of standing up for himself. There's even like one level where he says, Falco, why don't you like rest your beak for once? It's like, okay, Slippy is kind of getting a little bit of the backbone, especially even with his father, who's or Slippy's father, who's a character in that game. And actually, I quite like Assault. At some point, we can show that game off. I don't like it as much as this, but there's things about that game I love, especially the music, which is going to be a wonderful time we get to that. Alright, so we're going the easy path. Before we go to Venom, which is that gaseous plant over there, we're hitting Bullseye, the defense outpost.
If you destroy the satellite, we can go straight for Venom. Be careful, Fox.
I'm on it.
And that's, by the way, the last time we're going to hear from General Pepper for now. This is the last hurrah before we go to Venom. And this is actually going to be a little easier for us this time. And if you played Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, this is going to look a little familiar because... Remember that area when you're in the spaceship and you have, like, the lasers pulling you in multiple different directions? They replicated it for this game. And what you do, basically, is shoot out the towers to destroy the, I guess the laser's going to whatever that is over there. The, okay, yeah, that force field. Unfortunately, because I have only my single laser, this is going to take a little bit of time.
This is mine.
And that's one thing I do wish that they would have not done, which is let you have your laser upgrades carried over for the Landmaster stages. I don't remember if the 3DS version does that, because I do have it on the 3DS, but I don't have the capture device to show that version, so we're going full Nintendo 64 on this one, because I think that's really the way to go. I mean, if you don't have it, it's cheaper to get it on the Wii U, but it's definitely playing it on the Nintendo 64 is the way to go for the purpose of streaming tonight.
You are not taking him down today.
Alright, well thankfully Falco's got my back.
Hey, the force field is disappearing.
Alright, there we go. There is the force field disappearing, but we have a little more trouble. So now we have a dogfight. By the way, it's worth pointing out, I may as well tell this now. If we did not defeat Starwolf on Fortuna, or if I came here without meeting Starwolf, we'd fight them here. But because we already did, we will not. This is like the only time you can get away with avoiding Starwolf after, or in a situation like that. Because feasibly, any way you go, you're gonna run into them at least once. But at least you only have to fight them once this way. Alright. Alright, thankfully my teammates are very happy when I help them. Also, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm barrel rolling all the time, it's because it reflects the enemy lasers. Have you ever played multiplayer with me on this one? Yeah, I'm doing it all the time, and eventually decimating people. Here's the challenge you have to do there. You have to destroy everything in the tower there. And they're worth a lot of points. But those enemies are really hurting, and I need to go get whatever in that box, which hopefully it's health. Or a laser upgrade. Alright, there's some health as well, so at least I can get that. Perfect. Alright.
Destroy the satellite core!
Alright, thankfully I don't have to deal with Starwolf for this. Actually, if they are here, you can get more points for shooting them down, and that way it technically makes it a little easier. But then you're also still on the time limit of those, like, plus 10s of the tower over there to get, because there's 150 on this one as far as the hits that you need for a medal. So I don't think we're going to get a single medal here, but I've got them all already. You see it, so it's not really a problem. Oh, and it gets harder as you go along because it's shooting lasers out all over the place. Alright, and I don't think the bombs work here either as far as on those towers.
Get this guy off me.
No, I don't think so, Slippy. I think we're going to destroy this and we'll be out of the way. Or slow down and have the game slow down.
Get this guy off me.
No! We'll do that later, Slippy. Okay, for a minute I thought I lost my wings, but thankfully that did not happen. But I need to get this thing taken care of. Oh, shit! Right, there goes my wings. I think one more and I'll be good. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, shit.
Get this guy off me.
And Slippy is the most distraught when I die, by the way. And I will say this also, on Expert, I'm pretty sure, based on how this is going as well, I think you take more damage. And I'm worried on the next level, I really am, even though I have 7 lives. So I hope we can avoid a problem with that one. But one thing I'm also going to do is hold on to my bombs, because we're going to need them. Wherever that item is.
Fox, get this guy off me.
Time for a little payback.
In the meantime, while I wait for the tower to come up, Chad, tell me other memories you might have of this game, or elements of it that are of curiosity to you. Perhaps anything you're seeing that's reminding you of elements that you remember. Because I love to hear them. And if there's any game I would think that I've done recently, where I think we really want the experience of the community,
He's right behind you.
because it seems like this is a game that I can't really run into a whole lot of people who haven't played this. Even if they didn't have a Nintendo 64 growing up, they eventually would play it later, or they had friends who had it. I think that was my case. Okay, my case was I owned it when it came out, whereas I think I played the Super Nintendo version with friends.
Destroy the satellite core!
But this one was all mine.
Location confirmed.
Alright.
Sending supplies.
Alright, come on, I hope he gives me a laser upgrade.
Fox, get this guy off me.
Yeah, Slippy keeps saying that. Perfect. No!
Time for a little payback.
Yeah, indeed. And that's the thing about the flip, you can kind of get the beat on enemies that way.
What's the big idea?
I don't know what he's talking about, but it's going down. Come on, come on, come on. No! Oh, shit. Thankfully, the items will stay on the field, so you can U-turn to go get it. Okay, am I wrong?
Everything okay?
No, I'm dying.
Time for a little payback.
Oh no!
Grant one food.
There it is. Got it. That's good, because I at least want to have that twin laser on the next level, which is the last one of this first of 3 playthroughs we're going to have on this wonderful game. And already I'm having a blast with it. Yeah, flashing lights warning, hence why I put it up at the beginning. And I will also edit that in when I put this on the YouTube channel. But it won't be going up immediately. I'll be putting up this stuff from last year first. And then I'll be going in order for everything we've done this year, of which we've had a lot of wonderful memories. There's stuff like Metal Gear Solid, Mega Man X2, all the Supersonic Game Saturday entries, and now this one. But here we are. This is the last level. This is Venom, which changes depending on which direction you go. We're going to see the surface planet the most. And it's a 200 hit limit you have to get the medal. And it's not easy, even with all the enemies on the screen. And they can fly towards you and make your wings go away. And this gave me absolute hell when I tried to do this last week when I was doing like a practice run. I had 10 lives, I got a game over here. Because I rarely come this way as far as playing the game. But, yeah, it was bad. And you can see right there why. Because I'm already at below half health with just that one section. Even with barrel rolling like crazy. And even me getting the laser upgrade there, oh shit.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to back off.
Oh shit, I killed Falco. Alright, sorry. Yeah, I'm very nervous on that, so I was like, yeah, fine, he died, too bad. But we'll see Falco later. Oh, yeah, I wanted to go get that, even though I was in risk of hitting the wall. Oh shit!
What's the big idea?
Alright.
I've got the rat.
You got a choice of paths here, by the way. I think the right paths are going to be a little easier, but easier going down this way because I don't have to deal with Falco.
I'm going left.
I'm not going left now, I'm going right, because actually, weirdly enough, it's easier to hit without Falco there now, but going to the... Shit! That's what happened like crazy when I was doing the test playthrough on this. They would just fly towards me and kill me. Lose my wings and then kill me. Oh Christ, here comes the fall. I hope we don't run into this problem as we go.
Don't relax. We're not done yet.
Yeah, I'm not relaxed. Honestly, this is the part of the game I am the most nervous about. Not even the harder areas, because I'm unexpert and because of losing my wings and all that. You know, even using the bomb here does not help that much, because, well, I just lost my wing again. By the way, when you lose your wings, all your laser upgrades are gone, and shit. And you can't pick more up, but that also means they replace them with wing repair. And they also put more wing repairs on the level anyway, and I'm dead.
No!
Oh boy.
Don't relax. We're not done yet.
Alright. Thankfully, this will not be a problem going forward because we're coming back here on normal in the middle playthrough, and then we're going to avoid this section altogether when we go the hard path at the end of the game. So we just have to get through this part and we'll be all set.
These guys just keep coming.
And that enemy right there is always a pain. And usually they'll hit you, and you'll have a little bit of knockback of sorts, and on expert, because anything you crash into makes you lose your wings, well, yeah, there you go. I guess then again, there is one benefit to that, which is the fact that Falco's still alive, so, alright. Never give up. Trust your instincts. I am trying to trust my instincts. But on this level, I'm questioning that. And good drop of the quotes, and I am, yeah, this is a game that I think, as I've mentioned, this is one of the most seminal games on the system in a year that already had a large number of seminal games like GoldenEye and Diddy Kong Racing and Mario Kart 64. But there is something about this one in particular that really did, and that I think is the interesting thing about this game when I really think about it, is that, because I know there, and I've mentioned this before, you have situations where people will say, like, there's certain games they would rather play than others. They have a preference in genre. This game, that never has been a factor. When I've talked to people saying, like, oh, I've never run into somebody who said, like, I recommend this game, and then it's like, oh, I don't like flight shooters. Or even people, like, I would think, well, they would never go for a game like this. They like platformers or RPGs or something like that, they still came back and said, I love this game. This is something that formed my childhood. This is something that, even thinking that, oh, this is a genre that would not necessarily, or sometimes there's a thought, like with fight games, that maybe they won't hit a nerve with people, or they might be too hardcore. Because when you think about it, when this game came out, you had a lot of hardcore flight sim games on the PC, stuff like Flight Simulator, which is still going on today, stuff like U.S. Navy fighters from Electronic Arts, even stuff like the Strike games, which are also from EA. They had this kind of high barrier to entry, but Star Fox didn't.
This brings back memories of your dad.
So that was an interesting case as far as this game really kind of getting people going. Alright, we got a little bit of a trick phone call. So there is Andros, and we hit the checkpoint, so we're all set. So we're gonna have to go teach him a lesson 3 times.
Jeez Louise, what is that?
Alright, this is Andros's, I guess,
That temple gives me the creep.
yeah, his, ape temple, or monkey temple, whatever you want to go. Alright, so we have one boss here we gotta do before we deal with Andros. It's this golem guy.
What's going on? He's running away.
He is running away, so what you gotta do is you gotta hit each part of his body and watch for the, pillars that come out of the wall.
Don't get too close.
And I'm being very specific with my analog stick movements, particularly because I'm playing on expert. I also want to slow down every so often, because when he does that thrashing, they'll come out.
Wait, here it comes.
Alright. Sometimes you're in these situations where you want to hold Z or R to tilt on your side. Let's go eye of the needle like this. Basically what I want to do is hit each of these areas that have the rocks on them, and then we'll go down. Oh shit, I forgot about that! I forgot that when he jumps like that, these little pillars will come down, and there goes my laser upgrade. He's not too bad, though, when you really get used to the idea. Then you just gotta hit his head when he starts... He's not bleeding, I swear to God. He's just having the rocks come out. And then hit the target there. Yeah, that's also where it comes... Oh, shit. Alright, that's the other thing I should have mentioned with the wings, if I didn't. When you lose them, you go down on your own, so you have to be very specific with your movements. And I just got almost destroyed. But there is a wing repair over there, so I can at least get that, hopefully. And he should only take one more hit.
Are you okay?
Barely. Come on, come on, come on! Alright, we got him. No flashing warning here. Flashing light warning. There we go, we got him. So that didn't turn out as bad as I thought. I was afraid I was going to get a game over, but we made it.
I'll go it alone from here.
Yeah, but it's going to be Fox's fight now. This is personal.
Fuck!
So there goes our wingmen. They're not going to help us anymore. Well, not now anyway. But to be fair, we can't really, it wouldn't be feasible. Let's go through this corridor to beat the monkey in charge.
Know that I control the galaxy.
Pick up the items that are here. Thankfully, they give you those. You also get points by destroying the lasers there.
It's foolish to come against me. Die just like your father.
Alright, we'll see about that, Andros. Alright, so we got a bomb. There we go, life for our trouble as well. And another laser upgrade. So we have hyper lasers. We're in good shape. Here is Andros, the final boss of the game, and we'll see him 2 more times. The first form of him is always going to be the same. You have the head there, which definitely looks different than the polygons in Super Nintendo. Shoot him in the eyes. He'll be shaking himself that way, then shoot his hands. And be careful, because the left one will shoot the laser, and my god, the frame rate is kind of going down. But it's still very playable despite that, so there you go. If it really is a problem, buy the 3DS version, which I think is actually in some ways maybe cheaper than this one is. And you can still readily get new copies of it. Right, so, by the way, what he'll do is he'll also do that hit swipe. Oh, right, he'll do this. I forgot about this, and I hope I don't get eaten. Alright, that was close. If he eats me, I lose my wings instantly, and then I'm in trouble. But thankfully, we're done, and he will also shoot out all those which you can get items off of. Just keep shooting him in the eyes. Bomb in the mouth. Can you bomb him in the mouth? I mean, I guess that would make sense. I don't think I've ever done that. I'll try that next time we beat him. Alright, but he's a robot. So go to the left or the right feasibly and just shoot him. Keep hitting that A button and you're gonna be good. I never actually thought to try the bomb in the mouth. I'll try that next time. But we got him and we are done with the first playthrough. Another flashing light warning, I'm sorry to say. I mean, see, I only mention that more out of, I guess, courtesy, because I don't know necessarily if that's a thing. And to be fair, I don't have a problem with that myself, personally, although there are times I've gone back to classic games and realized sometimes it can be pretty strong. I remember actually when I played, and this is surprisingly recent, Haunted Castle. The port of that in the Arcade Classics Anniversary Collection from Konami, really, I had to look away from the screen. I usually don't have that happen, so
Are you okay?
I guess that's one benefit of modern gaming usually, except that one. Or if you're someone who played Balan Wonderworld or played Cyberpunk 2077, they had to patch that kind of thing out of those games. And, yeah. And then again, fitting, because those are probably two of the most infamous major releases of recent memory. At some point, though, I think I'll have to show off at least Balan Wonderworld, just because of how shockingly, off that game is from what I've seen, especially on the Switch. But, with that, we're done with Star Fox 64, starting, anyway. And this is the thing, I beat the game in an hour. At the time, people were saying, hey, what's with this game? Why is it able to beat it in an hour? But then you realize, oh, there's other paths I can go down, there's other things I can do, there's the metal aspect. So what it really does, it plays to the arcade nature of games like this, and really gives you another reason to keep coming back and keep improving your skills. Yeah, Hajime Wakai and Koji Kondo did the music. Okay, there we go. That was the name. Hajime Wakai. Alright. Because I do want to give credit to the people who worked on this game, and there are a lot of people who worked on this game and did a great job in terms of everything about it. And the music definitely being one of them, along with the game design, the controls, the graphics, and voice acting, which you're going to hear more of and even more lines of as we go. Now, we're going to also see this ending cutscene about 3 times, including this one, where we come back to Corneria for a nice little celebration. A very nice ending piece of music. Alright. Yeah, this calls for a good time for a water break, honestly. And you get that nice rainbow effect of the Star Fox team and the Great Fox, which you haven't really talked about much or seen much, but that will change as we play through the rest of this game. Because this, I guess, will be a little bit of a preliminary thing as far as what I think about this game. I love this game. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people in the chat love this game. If you somehow haven't played it, go play it. It's amazing. Even if you don't like games like this normally, there's such quality and such an intrigue to everything it does. And such high production elements as well. It definitely is. This is an institution for the Nintendo 64 for a reason. But we're back with the all-dog army of General Pepper, who is also a dog. And we get some nice voice acting going on here, which is not subtitled, so I'll be a little quiet.
Star Fox, we are in your debt. I would be honored to have you as part of the Cornerian...
Oh, no, sir. We prefer doing things our own way.
So, Star Fox does not want to join the Cornerian army. Also, when I saw that button press, I thought I actually had to hit the C right button to do something, but it doesn't do anything when you hit it.
It's time for us to go now.
But with that, off Fox, Falco, Peppy, and Slippy go on another adventure, of which we're going to have 2 more. And I'm looking forward to doing the rest of them right now. So you're not going to have to wait for another week. But Jesus, again, I want to apologize for this. I know it's not my fault. I know I just had technical difficulties as far as it, but I felt bad that I couldn't have this game showing last week. Because I'll tell you this, I've been doing this like every week for probably the past, actually since October, honestly. And without having it, honestly, it felt like something was missing last week. So in that way, I'm glad I was able to get it figured out a little later than I wanted to tonight, like by about 10 minutes. But we got it ready to go, and we're gonna keep enjoying this game, and yeah, this is terrific. And I'm enjoying this, and I'm enjoying the Super Old Game Saturday concept. And again, thank you for coming back for this one. I mean, I guess I didn't necessarily think that, oh, you'd never come back if I was off a week without telling you I was off a week. But, because I had this happen sometimes, like, I'd say, oh, I'll be off next week, and then come back for something else. But I think that was the first time I actually had to cancel a stream, and it kind of hurt. So hopefully that won't be happening again. But for tonight, we're going to make the most of this. We're going to have a great time playing Star Fox 64, and I'm already having a great time, and hopefully you are too. Yeah, but with that laugh and the silhouette of Andros, that's not us actually taking care of him. And we're going to see that one more time before we finally send him back to hell where he belongs the third time. And by the way, when you complete on Expert, I guess feasibly, when you get all the medals, you get this nice little ending shot of thank you. Thank you, by the way, for watching as well. So that fits that way. Also, you have all your scores, of which, yeah, these are the paths I went through. There is a top 10 score element. Yeah, I have every single one, and I didn't even get close to any of those. Yeah, 1,382 is the lowest I've had, and that's on this, and the highest is 1518. You can actually get much higher scores than this by using a couple exploits of this game of shooting at the ground with the charged laser. But we saw in that cutscene there that Fox said, we prefer doing things our own way, we don't want to join the Cornerian army. Well, here's why.
This is one steep bill, but it's worth it.
We get to charge General Pepper for our duties. And interesting element to this. We got 873 hits across every level. Each of the hits we make is worth $64, which is a very interesting attention to detail by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64. So here's our invoice, and to complete this, hit that A button to notarize it. Boom. So that's the end of playthrough 1. Going down the easy path, and next we will be going down the, I guess the not easy path. We're going to go down the middle path. And for the rest of these, we're going to go normal. I was just using Expert just to show that off. Go main game the rest of this. And we're also going to skip this because we've already seen what happens. But every time you play through the game as well, you start at Corneria, and then you have to go different paths. And what we're going to do for this one, we're going to do this every time we have to go to Corneria going forward. We're going to go through the arches that are on the water.
You're the only hope for our world.
Only I have the brains to rule Lilac. Yeah, we'll hear that line for sure. That's going to be at the very end of the game and the very end of the playthrough tonight. There are so many great pieces of dialogue in this game, so many iconic elements to it. And I go back to the voice acting. At the time, people said the voice acting is cheesy. Even Nintendo Power said the voice acting is cheesy. But you know what?
Open the wing.
It's delivered so well, and there's such a courage of convictions with it. And I think that's the reason why it's kind of held as well. It's like with Castlevania Symphony of the Night. We'll get to that when we play that game. If you ever played that, I mean, some of the lines there, I mean, are just amazing.
Falco here.
Alright, so he's fine. You know what? I'll let it play one more time. I'll skip this the third time.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Alright, this looks a little familiar, but, yeah, we're gonna take care of this once more.
Flippy here.
Or twice more, but here's the cheesy or good. Both. I would say both.
I see him up ahead.
You could say it's cheesy, but at the same time, you also say that kind of makes it a little more, you know, memorable. Or it's like with Symphony of the Night, as I mentioned. What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you! Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I'm probably gonna play that around Halloween this year, because that is the Castlevania game I adore the most. And it's the kind of thing that I was even talking to my girlfriend. She never played Symphony of the Night. She was thinking, I want to get a copy of that myself. I told her, is like, it's really expensive on the PlayStation now. You can feasibly download it on the PS3 if you have one. She doesn't. But I also said there's a version on PS4, and there's the 360 version. I said to her, get the 360 version because the PS4 version is based off the remake on the PSP, which changed the voice acting to make it better. But, I mean, it is better as far as quality, but at the same time, for some reason, it just doesn't feel the same. So that's what I mean by, like, cheesy but good. Really good, because in that way, it's like, yeah, you know... And same with Star Fox, because they re-recorded all the dialogue for the 3DS version of this. And actually, I think they then used the same voice actors, some of whom were the voice actors from this game for Star Fox Zero on the Wii U. And that way, it sounded a little different, but at the same time was kind of interesting, that idea. I think part of that also maybe in the case of Star Fox Zero and of 64 3D, which is the 3DS version, farm bombs this time. It'll be easier to do that going this way, and I'll tell you why, because when we were on Experts, the thing about Expert is that the items you pick up change. Like, when I went through that pillar there on Expert, it didn't give me that bomb. Going now, you do. Also, going down here, you get more enemies. I didn't do that last time. Also, because I don't have to worry about my wings going off when I crash into just one thing. I think it's like 3 things. Good. Alright, one thing I do need to do is kill those enemies.
I guess I should do thank you.
Yeah, because if I don't save him there, he gets shot down, and we lose the medal, and we lose our ability to go the other path. But as far as the bombs are concerned, I should be able to get more of them, although, as I mentioned... Actually, no. I was going to say you lose your bombs for certain missions. There's only one mission that happens with, we're not going to see that until the hard playthrough. Alright, let's go through the rings, or the arches, and actually do it this time. Yeah, right there. In that case, yeah, because that's a bomb normally, but they put the health item there on Expert. So they changed some of the item layouts. So it is pretty smooth flying, and by going through all these after we've saved Falco, this is also the hardest one to do. Shit!
Follow me, Fox.
Okay, I hit it. Thank God. I thought I missed it.
Falco.
Instead of going to the left, we're going to the right.
I found the target.
Going right through the waterfall. It does look a lot better in the 3DS version, but still for 1987, this looks pretty damn good. And it still looks pretty good in a lot of ways, when you really think about it. In fact, I want to pose this to the chat as well. There's the thought, a lot of times, that games that are that were in the 3D era back then, or back in like the 1990s, haven't aged as well as 2D games. To me, I think this is one of the games in 3D, or one of the 3D games of that era that's aged the best, despite some issues with the frame rate. Would you agree with that, Chad, or would there be other 3D games you think that have aged wonderfully? In fact, I will say this. This game, I think, is aged better than the Super Nintendo Star Fox. I mean, maybe just because the frame rate is just that slight bit better. But we also have a different boss going this way. Wait till he finishes his line and shoot right here.
Deploy all units.
When he says charge, just shoot, shoot, shoot. Yeah, with the hyper lasers, they go down in seconds.
Yeah.
After you shoot each of those out, I think there's a boss in the Super Nintendo version that's like that. Just shoot, 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 and he's gonna die any second.
Who are you guys?
We're dark.
And I love this line here.
You'll never defeat Andross!
Again, that delivery. That is fair. 3D games tend to look unfinished because of the low polygon count. Yeah, I mean, and again, the Nintendo 64 is an interesting one with that, because the Nintendo 64 used a lot of tricks that used like the bilinear filtering element to smooth out some of the polygons. And I guess because they had to save memory with the cartridge size, of which this one, I believe, is 8 megabytes, I believe.
Okay over there, Fox?
So they had to kind of come away around that somehow. But there's something about this one in particular that, even looking at it, you can see the limitations, but for the time, this was state-of-the-art. This, GoldenEye, Diddy Kong Racing, and they had a lot of interesting visual tricks to go about it. Alright, but I did get the medal. It doesn't matter because I already have them all, but I did get the medal for getting 150 hits there, and by having all of my wingmen alive at the end. And by going that way, we're going to Sector Y. Now, again, I could change course and go to Medio and then do the warp that way. I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go Sector Y. It's a good thing I have a bunch of bombs, by the way, Protorova, and you were right about that. You get them more on normal.
I'm on my way.
But yeah, General Pepper is under attack, and we're going to be entering the fierce melee. You know, those not Gundam robots giving us trouble, but we'll take them out. And having as many bombs as we have is going to be helpful. Looks like the last playthrough you were ignoring bombs. Not really, it's just that there are fewer of them. And that is the benefit of having the expert mode as far as giving you more of a challenge to be able to play this game. And it going to the trouble of changing elements of the levels and the item layouts. So that's why that was. You do get a lot more bombs going this way. And it's good for this level because there's a lot of areas where you can use those bombs very nicely. Yeah, he doesn't see anything, but there's a hidden robot there. You get more of the laser upgrades as well. Actually, I'm gonna try that. Yeah, because you need bombs to destroy those things. They will not be destroyed by lasers. But of course there is surprise attack coming from above! And you want to use the bomb when they come out of the chute right there. Like, I still hit it a little too early. If you don't hit a whole lot of the enemies here, Falco will shit-talk you, but I did okay, so I don't think he's gonna give me trouble. Actually, I think Peppy will give me words of encouragement. Just a second.
Good job! Keep up the pace!
Also, you're going for hits here, you have to hit some of the items on the ships. Actually, I technically do have to go for hits here, even though I am not going for a medal, or not explicitly chasing a medal.
The enemy's coming from behind!
And the reason I have to do that, by the way, is because that's the way I go to the hard level. Although, I mean, I'll have to do that then, but I'll end up doing it just on instinct here. There we go. Alright, now we have another path we can go down. I think you go the higher path, you get more hits. So if you angle yourself upwards when this happens...
I'll take care of everything below!
Yeah, Peppy will take care of everything over there, and Falco and I are going this way.
Aha! Thought you could hide from me, eh?
Yeah, Slippy is wanting to be badass, and he tries, I'll give him that. And we still love him for it. God love him, man. But, yeah, we have to take care of that.
Hey, leave me alone!
Yeah, because he, of course, gets himself into trouble, although, again, going back to the story lore for the other games, particularly sort of in Star Fox Adventures, but especially in Star Fox Assault, where it kind of takes more of the tactical element, they play up the idea that he's the mechanic of the group. So in that way, it kind of emphasizes what I think the element of Star Fox as a team, as far as these characters are concerned, is each character
Take him down with one shot!
contributing something to the group that the other ones don't, which again goes to the idea of the team, which I
We're gonna
love.
break through that fleet.
Now, if I didn't get a whole lot of hits here, you'd be saying,
Becoming a better pilot.
is that the best you can do? But Peppy here saying, you've become a better pilot. Also, here's a hint here. They're getting a formation like that. Get close to them in the diamond form and stay that way. You get a life. There we go.
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
You know, let's hit the bomb here just because there's another bomb. There's another bomb. Yeah, the bombs flow much easier on normal than on expert. Oh, I should go to Zonus, which we're gonna go to Zonus on the last playthrough.
All range mode.
Alright, here we are in all range mode. I think you can actually come in here with less than 10 hits and still get the medal. It's 150, by the way, on Sector Y.
Enemy field analyzed.
It's funny, I'm still kind of playing this with the idea that my wings are going to get destroyed if I hit anything. But again, also with the hyper lasers, these guys will go down no problem. Because they're worth 4 hits apiece, and then you... Actually, no, I guess I don't have enough for the medal, but it's fine. It doesn't matter for the purpose of this, but... You can come in here with less than 11 hits and still make it. I think you need... 19 hits. Or you have to be under 19. You have to have, at least, 100... 29, I think? If I'm counting right?
Jeez, quit moving around.
Maybe not. Chat, feel free to correct my math if I don't have that right. Alright, but that's the enemy we gotta take care of.
What's wrong? Is that it?
It's not gonna be it. He's gonna be, he'd be sorry for, taking me down that way. Alright, where are you, man? By the way, that B is where the boss is on the radar, so let's go get him. And he'll... Shit!
Shoot, I'm taking damage.
If I shoot him, he'll call me a...
Jeez,
Alright,
moving
he'll call
around.
me, this now. Where is it? Or not... Okay, not yet he won't. This boss is annoying. Weirdly enough, I never had trouble with it until, when I was growing up. Alright, this is where it gets a little easier because he just then goes to the ship and you can shoot him that way. Because I was doing the practice of this last week, and I did have a lot of trouble getting him. But he calls me a cocky little freak! Which I do love that, but he's done. It's so satisfying to take him out. I mean, I guess it is annoying I get that idea just because of how rapidly he's going around. But again, you wait for him to land, and he's easier to take out. But of course, it does feel so satisfying when it is that yell and he's gone.
We're heading for Aqua.
That being said, we will see him, and we are not heading for Aqua's Fox. You're wrong. We'll go there later.
There you go.
Your skills have improved, Fox. I guess you're good for something.
Indeed we are. Also, I'm noticing the other thing is, yeah, your wingmates recover more health at the end of a level than on expert. Also, by the way, if you get 100 hits, it takes your score across each of the missions. When you hit 100, you get lives. So that's worth pointing out. Yeah, he said we're heading for Aquas. Screw Aquas. Yeah, we are going to screw Aquas for now. We're going to have to come here. Another reason feasibly to screw Aquas also is, Proto, you were mentioning, why don't you farm bombs? That level technically does not let you farm bombs because it runs on torpedoes, and when you come out of it, any bombs I have, those however many I have on my docket, they're gone after that mission. That being said, the level after that gives you an opportunity to farm them, actually at the boss, which you need to use to beat them. But we're not going to Aquas yet. We'll have to see that because we're playing this whole game.
Katina is battling the enemy. Will you help him out?
Affirmative, General.
Yeah, we're going to Katina. If you ever saw the movie Independence Day, this might look a little familiar.
Hang on, guys. Help is on the way.
Here's Bill, my old, I guess my old war buddy that was feasibly, I guess, again, the extended lore of this game, which kind of goes into that more.
Fox, you made it. Bill!
Shit.
Fox, that's one of ours.
Oh, okay, let me tell you about the idea of this.
Later, Fox.
Yeah, we'll catch up later with Bill, who I think is in some of the other games. I believe he was in Star Fox Assault.
Hard to tell the good guys from the bad.
I was gonna say that, because there actually is, if you get through this mission without destroying a single one of, because there's good fighters out here, but there's also the Cornerian army.
Enemy mother.
You can destroy the Cornerian army people, and he screams you saying that was one of ours. It is insanely hard not to hit any of them, and you actually do get a specific cutscene.
Hey, see if I help you again.
Oh, you will. Stop that.
I won't let you get away
But
from
when
me.
you, if you were able to somehow, and tell me, Chad, if you've ever done this, because I cannot,
There's one down.
not shoot down any of the Cornerian army forces, you get an extra cutscene, or you get like them in a formation at the end. But the enemy mothership is approaching, as he said, which is right there. But in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can hit anything before we get a little bit of a cutscene right here. Kill Bill? Trying to think of the context of that. Oh! Okay, so here we go. When you said Kill Bill, I was thinking of the, Quentin Tarantino movies. As far as this, you can't kill Bill. Or can't kill this Bill. You can't use the 5-finger exploding death punch, or whatever it is in that movie, to take care of him. You can't even shoot him down. And it's not going to be a factor for that anyway, because,
Here they come.
well, yeah, he doesn't have a life bar, and he doesn't have factor in the metal, which is insanely hard to get, by the way, in this level.
Go for the 4 hatches on the underside.
Yeah, you don't want to do that yet. If you're going for the metal, I will tell you how to get the metal here. You basically need to shoot down as many of these enemies as you can, and they'll keep coming out as long as, let me turn over to the mothership, which is right over here, and we don't defeat it within a specific time limit. Again, we'll have to go to another level. You go to Sector X again, but that's not going to happen. You can kind of wait, and you actually have to wait, because you have to wait till it says, yeah, the hatches are open. Right there are the hatches. Now, you know what I was saying earlier, you want to destroy bosses and certain things of them quick, so you can get more hits? This is one of those weird cases. You don't want to do that, because the hit point, or the hits you need to get the medal here are 150. You basically need to keep letting the ships come out of the mothership to get enough, and then you have to go and hit each of those hatches. And you have to do it quick enough then later because the hatch will keep opening and closing like that, but if I don't do that, or if I don't destroy them after about, I think, 5-10 minutes, the core of it's going to appear on its own, and you still don't have an opportunity to really get the medal unless you were really careful. Because I don't think you have enough hits, or there's not even enough enemies coming out to fill that hit quota on its own. So in that way, this is actually one of the hardest levels to get a medal on. In fact, I would say of the levels that are the hardest, I'd say this is one of them. I'd say that Venom on the surface is... Which actually, because I've never gotten a medal that way. And tell me you don't have to, because you can go to Venom either way and get the medal and it'll count. And it's really easy to go the other way. This level is my second favorite. Okay, do tell as to the reason as to why, and also what your first favorite might be, and we can have that discussion. I do love the atmosphere of this and the idea of, like, the joyful tidings of Bill and everyone, even though Bill gets a little annoyed when I shoot down his targets.
The hatches are open!
Hatches are open, and I think I'll wait one more cycle to do that. Because I don't think at that point that'll go... I'm not really going for the medal, but if I can show it off and get it, I will do it. Or get it to show it off for the purposes, because it already has recorded for me. But, yeah!
You're not getting away that easy!
Actually, I will say this, despite going through all this, I have not run into situations where I'm getting chided for shooting down enemy, or my, my allies. Alright, come on.
The hatches are open!
Okay, now I can go after it. You want to use your brake here just to hit each of these.
Location confirmed.
I'm gonna have to make another pass. There's an item. I'm gonna ignore that for the time being, assuming the hatches didn't close. Alright, I think they did. Just grab the bomb.
Man, there's just
Afraid you didn't see my comment, stupid Wi-Fi. Value first is the surface of Venom. Okay, so it's not just me as far as the connections, but... Yeah, we'll see Venom surface, and I won't be as afraid of it next time. Alright, actually, we are gonna get the, medal here. I think. When you destroy the 4 hatches on the underside, the core appears, shoot it, and we win. Got it. Oh, it wasn't enough. Never mind. Alright, so I'm off by 3. But point is, I took it down. I will say this on the Venom surface, despite my annoyances of it on Expert. I like the idea of it being this unbridled insanity of, you know, that build to the end of the game. And the idea of, yeah, we're gonna go there, we're gonna take care of Andros and save the galaxy. Yeah, this one, I like it too because of the kind of atmosphere of it, and especially, like, the mothership fight is the reason why, and that is a good reason to be having that as well. Alright, we'll see Bill again. Well, actually, we will see him again once. Actually, in the next level. Actually, because depending on how this works, by the way, if you're not familiar or you don't remember or haven't played this game yet, if you haven't played this game, go get it. It's great. Depending on how you beat this game, if I didn't destroy the core in time, the pyramid we destroyed, we'd go over to Sector X. Because I did that, or because I avoided that, we're going to Solar. Either level will have Bill come back, so actually this will be the last time we see him. But yeah, I do love the mothership fight as far as, like, that atmosphere, that idea of the building, you know, tension, and then also just, like, the twilight sky, either, like, as the sun is setting or as the sun is coming up. And I do really like that. But, speaking of the sun, we're going to the sun. It's called Solar.
That area's an oven. Don't go burning that R-wing. Be reasonable, Fox.
I'll be careful.
Or you'll be dead. Yeah, this is an interesting level. Out of the frying pan. No, we're going into the frying pan, quite literally on this one. Okay, for a minute there, I thought the game crashed. I was like, wait a second. Because it's the only one that I think basically has, like, a transition in. Like, the only level in the game that does that, with the fireballs. Alright, now we're on the sun, or what Solar is.
Keep an eye on your shield gauge.
Yeah, we have to do that because your shields go down the entire level. Just on its own.
The R-wing might not make it.
And you have that alarm going.
Baby can take temperatures up to 9,000 degrees.
But what if it's over 9,000? What? 9,000? There's no way that can be right. I won't get into that when I get to one of the Dragon Ball games. I'll probably do Fighter Z if that's the one I'm gonna do. But yeah,
Shoot the rock!
Yeah, shoot the rocks because they'll have health, and they do give you a lot of health on this level to make up for the fact that, yeah, you're going to have your health constantly being drained.
Looks like you could use some help, Fox.
Yeah, we could, and here's Bill one more time. Thank you for showing up. He'll help shoot those rocks down.
Too excited. Here we go.
Alright. Actually, let me just shoot him again, just to show this.
Hey, see if I help
Okay,
you
yeah.
out, Dan.
Alright, yeah, because he doesn't have a health bar. Actually, this is also surprisingly a hard one to get the medal in as well because of the fact that it's only 100 hits you have to make. But you have to be pretty on your game in order to hit everything that's coming around.
They're attacking intruders!
Location confirmed. Sending supplies.
There we go. Yeah, the way to get high scores, honestly, on this level really is, well, look at all those bombs. Destroy the enemies in the groups that they're telling, rest in peace to that gold ring. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Ain't your buddy. Go away.
Ow! Yeah, if I was an expert, my wing would have been gone. My wings would have been gone. Thank God we're not doing that again.
Good riddance. Hell, we got burned.
Well, not rest in peace that one. We got it, and we have our health increase.
Too hot! I can't take it anymore!
Even Slippy can't defend the idea of the heat. Dang, we are playing on the face of the sun, or I guess what the sun is in the Lilat system, so it makes sense. And it does make for nice effects and good atmosphere, which I'll go back to that when I was talking about Katina. This game has a wonderful atmosphere, particularly the middle path. It really is some great stages as far as that. As long as you get the health upgrade, which I do have. That being said, it is worth pointing that out, because I guess I didn't mention that yet. You have to get the health upgrades each level. It's like the level up system in Sonic Heroes, when we get to Sonic Heroes at some point. You have to keep doing that, but your rings will carry over, so if I have 2 of them at the end of this, I only need to collect 1 on the next stage, and then we get the upgrade right away. Okay. Yeah, the bomb went away. Okay, actually, that's the other thing I guess I should have shown off on the bomb, which I haven't yet, which is you can lock on to enemies with it. Or you lock on enemies, and instead of doing the charge laser, you can also shoot the bomb. Alright.
Andross is an insane fool.
Yeah, no kidding.
Data analysis complete. Here it comes.
Kind of like the Titania boss, you want to hit the arms. With that, we already have them going.
Maybe it's an arm! Aim for the arm!
I guess that's the other thing. Peppy will point out boss strategies when you're in them. See, that's the other reason why you want to keep your team members alive. Alright, so that's that. And I think I then shoot the face. I haven't fought this boss in a while. And this is not one of the levels I practiced when I did the test playthrough last week. Playthroughs, plural.
Here they come!
Oh! Yeah, imagine doing this on expert.
Yippee! You did it!
Whew, got him. But we went into the fire, and we came out of it. Actually, yeah, we went to ice the last playthrough, went to fire this playthrough, and we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to the water next time.
I'm having some trouble here.
I've taken a few hits, but I'm okay.
You worry about your own hide.
I do love the idea that when depending on the health level of your wingmates, they will have different comments. Particularly Falco's is my favorite when he says, if he has really low health, he'll say, "See my ship? Does it look okay to you?" Which again goes into that great idea of his sarcasm, which is amazing. Alright, but we're out of the fire, and we're going to the other Landmaster level of the game. There's only 2 of them. There's Titania over there, but now we have Macbeth. He's been named after the Shakespeare play.
So you're going to attack the enemy base? Great idea, Fox.
It'll be a piece of cake, General.
Thankfully, though, this level in this game is not sound and fury signifying nothing. So here we're on the Forever train at the rail depot that, I guess the train of Andross is going towards. This is my favorite of the Landmaster levels. Although you have to be very specific with metal in one aspect, and we'll get into that later. In the meantime...
I spot the train. I'm taking it out.
This is how you're getting your points to start off. You destroy the train cars. And then destroy the stuff in the middle. So sometimes it will speed up and dump out stuff, but I destroyed the rocks there quickly enough.
They're not taking me serious.
Seems like I am taking him seriously, because actually there is another line he gives you. Get here you go, if you don't destroy the rock tumblers of his.
Knock it off, Bob!
Oh, there's another level that it pays to have all your wingmates here, because they'll help you near the end. You can also come another way and have someone else help you. We'll get into that on the hard path.
Incoming!
Yeah, I'm getting tons of bombs. You're right as far as the idea that I'm not even necessarily trying to farm them, but I'm getting a ton of them.
How's the Landmaster, boss?
I'm liking it more in this level, I'll say that. I don't hate Titania, but I like this level in particular. And this is supposed to be the harder one. There we go. We hover right there for this. Alright, let's try this. Yeah, I think it's we'll try and hit the bomb there, yeah, because you get more hits by hitting the bomb, or either using the bomb or destroying the train at that end. Actually, we're going pretty good on hits. I'm surprised I have as many hits right now as I do. Because the medal score on this is 150, and you have to beat the boss a very specific way in order to get the medal. But I'm in very good shape right now.
I guess I should be thankful.
Also, the other thing you do is you can, if you're quick enough, you can hover right up here and get this ring. Step on the gas. All right, we are going to be stepping on the gas, no question, right now.
Try hovering.
Yeah, that's all. That's the other thing, though, about hovering. You gotta be careful there, is that oftentimes I'll use the hover and the dash at the same time and not have enough G-Diffuser energy. Alright, we have enough for the medal, and we're gonna get it. Are you more occupied with not losing wings? Last time? Yes, absolutely. Except for Titania, because we're in the Landmaster. There's a checkpoint, and we're good. Well, it was that I was preoccupied on losing wings. I was also because you're taking more damage on Expert. As you saw it. I was, like, dying in... like 5-6 hits, whereas here it's not happening. That being said, here we are with these areas. You shoot, well, some of them will move up and down, but you can shoot open other ones. Yeah, we'll blow that up.
I see the fuel bunker on the right side.
All right, so that's what he's saying. Let's do that.
Take the switch ahead.
All right, so in order to get the medal here, we need to hit all of these switches. I didn't miss one, did I? And they will number them. There's 8 of them. Okay, so that's 2. Also, having my wingman here will help. And there's another character, if you come here through another path, who will also help shoot one of them off. You have to do this in order to get the medal, because you get 51 points for killing the boss this way. You're very lucky. I do love, like, that southern drawl of this guy. This is the boss. What you're supposed to do is shoot him in the head and also hit him in certain areas, but by using the method with the switches, you can avoid that. I think I've hit them all so far. The 6th one is under here. This is one of the hardest, one of the easiest one to miss. That one and the 5th one. Where's the 7th? Alright, by having Falk here, by the way, he'll shoot the 8th one. So you'd be set that way, because there's 7 and 8.
Okay, now shoot the switcher.
By hitting all 8 of those, the switch box will open. Shoot right here, and we will have the medal, and we will win. Step on the gas. There we go. Just shoot this, and we're all set.
Good going, Buck.
And by doing that, we don't have to fight the boss, and we change the rail tracks into the rail depot. I'm gonna put the rumble pack against the mic so you can feel like just how insane it gets.
Give them way.
plus 50. I don't think you can feasibly do it the other way. But I would like to think that there's an answer definitive to that. Yeah, Nintendo wanted you to know that this game was not screwing around with the rumble elements.
I can see the look on their stupid faces.
Or well, I guess we'll assume the one guy's dead.
I'm sure we heard him this time.
Yeah, we did.
Now it's our turn to kick some tail.
By the way, if you're wondering why there's a long pause between Peppy and Falco's lines there, it's because there's another character we'll meet in the next playthrough who has another line they put there. They omit that when you go through it this way. Which is either coming through from Solar or coming through from Sector X. With that, we're going to bid farewell to the Landmaster. You served us well, and we destroyed the, I guess, the fuel tanker. We destroyed the train. We're all set, and we got a nice medal for our trouble. Also, by doing that, that also lets us take the hard path to Area 6. We're not going to Area 6 yet. We will go there later. And, I might want to get some Tylenol out because I'm going to be hitting that A button like a madman. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back to Bullseye. I'm also going to show one other difference here because we haven't seen Starwolf yet, have we? We're going to see him now.
Destroy the satellite, we can go straight for Venom.
Alright, so we did that before. The Last Hurrah again. And same deal as how Bullseye was, so given that, until we see Starwolf come up, because spoiler, Starwolf is here.
Okay, guys.
Or they're here now anyway, as I mentioned before. Because we didn't defeat him before. Let me know, chat, what you're thinking as far as any aspect of Star Fox or anything that's on your mind, and we can have a discussion on it. I keep doing everything here, and I'm already having a blast with this. At this point, I'm also able to be a little more cavalier because I'm not nervous about losing my wings. I have the hyper lasers, so we're all set.
Hey! The force field has disappeared!
Yeah, case in point, that went down in like 30 seconds.
Like we've got company!
Oh. Yeah, they come here a lot faster than I thought. Alright.
Playtime is over, Star Fox.
I think I'll torture you for a while.
I always thought this line was weird.
Real good before he died. You'll be sorry you crossed us.
Yeah, Pigment is one sadistic bastard. You really noticed that here. That was fast. Yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. I mean, I'm not... Look, I've mentioned before I won't necessarily talk myself up all the time on things, but I've been playing this game since 1997. I played multiplayer like crazy with my friends and family. I have that perspective on it so that, yeah, when I'm in my element on this game, and that's that idea of, you know, being in the zone on something, you just completely can just decimate things. I remember I was playing with my girlfriend in the multiplayer and some other friends of theirs, and I destroyed them so much. I think they were taken aback so much. I think they were actually kind of visibly upset because I think they were so like, I didn't expect it to be that good. Like they felt like they completely got, you know, I know, okay, emasculated might not be the word for it, but that they got humiliated even though that was not my intention. I said, my explanation was, I played this game for years. I played it since 1997. I'm doing all this. That's what it is. And so that was the reason as to why, and also why this went so fast, but yeah.
I'll do you fast, Peppy, old pal.
Which sounds really wrong, so we're gonna make sure he doesn't do that. Or either kill him specifically anyway. At least I get to see this time. There you go. I've never actually heard that dialogue in a Wolf before. Also, we are not on a time limit, by the way, for Wolf or Starwolf team. That being said, I also should show off one other thing. We do a loop with Wolf there. Yeah, he gets confused. Actually, I killed him so quickly last time that we didn't see that, but now we did. And you still do need to destroy those towers, but by destroying Starwolf, it actually makes it a lot easier. Actually, yeah, he's the only one left. He didn't say there's one more to go, which is a surprise. Oh, shit. Oops. Alright, yeah, I didn't mean to kill Slippy, but alright. Alright, so I screwed us out of the medal, but it's fine.
Right behind. Sorry,
Oh, crap. Yeah, we're losing Peppy, too. All right. So it's just going to be me and Falco for the end game. That's going to be very interesting. Yeah, I would have the medal if I didn't kill Peppy and Slippy, but alas, we do not. Alright. And you know what? Yeah, let me go get whatever's in that box. Oh shit, it disappeared. I've never seen that happen before. Alright, let's take care of Pigma. Bombing the towers will also work. Can you bomb the tower? I mean, the tower over there as far as destroying it, because I tried on the test playthrough, it didn't work. Alright, where is Pigma? I want to get rid of him. I mean, I think in the case of all this, like, yeah, Star Wolf is not being left alive. And there's also not like Star Fox Assault, where we're going to be, you know, potentially teaming up with them to deal with the, it was the Asteroids. That's how I used to do it. Alright, I'll give it a shot on the last one. That being said, I gotta kill Pigma. Again, he helped kill my father. Or, again, I'll bring up the Princess Bride quote. I'm not... Yeah, okay, I'm not, Mr. Montoya there, but he helped kill my father, and for that, he needs to die. And I missed... Wait, did I get him? Oh, there he is. Okay, this is interesting, because I don't know if I've ever completely cleared out every enemy here, including Star Wolf, but yeah, they're gone. Alright, bye-bye. Actually, I'm getting a really high... Alright, let's try the bomb, then. Okay, it does. Okay, it does hurt it. Alright, I guess I just was missing when I was doing it before. But, alright, so there's Star Wolf's theme going, a very nice theme, but yeah, there's no Star Wolf here. So now let's, I mean, I guess I could feasibly say, like, screw Falco and shoot him down, but yeah, we're not gonna do that. Okay, and I got only 3 hits out of that because it took a long time. But, there you go. Alright, so Falco and I are going off to Venom. So basically, I guess I'll just say to Falco's like, how you been? How you doing? Just kind of get to know him a little better. Where he probably was like, shut up, Fox, I don't care.
Venom, here we come.
Well, then again, at the same time, though, Falco can be that way, but he also is someone who, he does care. Same for bombing Andros, you confuse me by not bombing him. Then I will bomb him this time. I don't think I ever shot the bomb in his mouth, so I will try that. The only game I remember on the Nintendo 64 that had, like, bombing in the mouth like that, or doing something like that, actually was definitely a different game, Turok 2, Seeds of Evil. Well, in that case, you guys just shoot, like, the arrow-tip bomb into the mouth, and then their head will explode into bloody chunks. Yeah, Star Fox has never gone M-rated, so we're not going to see that. Though it has gone teen-rated with, actually, both the ones on the GameCube, which is really surprising. My default method for beating him was using the bomb. We will use the bomb then. Okay, already it's easier because I'm not getting decimated. Actually, I think there are more enemies on Expert then, because there's that one that was shooting down in the corridor, and I don't remember seeing it. I'll see how this works. Okay, yeah, I don't have to worry necessarily about this time. Okay, there's the lock-on bomb, so at least I get to show that off.
I'll take the left.
No, you won't. Okay, you know, he will, but I want to destroy the enemies down here. He will say... Okay, he didn't say it here. Back off, Fox. Actually, we'll go the left path because we didn't go that way before, and the reason I didn't go that way is because when I did the test playthrough, I went left, and it's insanely difficult. Whoa! Because there's enemies coming from behind. Or since Peppy's not here, I may as well quote him. The enemy is coming from behind! Feasibly, I guess in that way, I could just quote all of my other wingmates who aren't here. Almost, if you ever saw the movie Storks, there's a scene in that where you have the one character who's, like, put into the abandoned ward, and she basically creates, like, office drama on her own just to, you know, keep her sanity up. Yeah, there's a lot less enemies. In that case, then, that's also, I think, why it made sense to play through the expert mode to see what it's like. I guess in that way, weirdly enough, I guess it's easier to get the medal for expert mode or on the surface of the planet that way, just because of how many enemies there are. Alright, this is also the other path. You have these little pillars that are coming up, which I think is a takeoff on some levels on the Super Nintendo, Star Fox. Oh, shit. I do want to hold the one bomb, at the least, so when we get to Andros, we can try that. But you give me a prank phone call, we're not going to answer it. Yeah, you can not answer it, and usually you always want to because it's always Rob64, but yeah, in that case it's not. Those tin cans are no match for me. Oh, yeah.
Louise, what is that?
Alright, we're back in the Monkey Temple to destroy the Golem again. And of course, we don't have the other... I remember when I first played this game, actually, I will say that. I always got here with all my wingmates shot down. That doesn't happen anymore, but just the idea of like, hey, you know, I never heard their dialogue for a long time. No, I want to test my quote memory. Well, your quote memory will show. We'll get to that. Also, by the way, again, as I mentioned, because we don't have Peppy here, we don't get a hint on how to defeat him, and because we don't have Slippy here, we don't get his health bar. Slippy's is the most useful that way. But don't worry about your quote memory, because it will come back for other stuff as well, particularly on the expert playthrough. I appreciate your viewership and for the elements of this game. And also for letting me know what some of your history might be on this game, and I guess also the other question I may as well toss out. Was it always with the Nintendo 64 that you played this, or did any of you play it on the Wii or Wii U, or even the 3DS version? Because I have played the 3DS version, and I do have it. The only thing about it is that my hands were killing me when I was playing Area 6. We'll see that next playthrough on that, because of the way the 3DS is. And I have the 3DS XL, so it's like I have the bigger one, because I have bigger hands, generally speaking. But that made it so that it was like, yeah, my hands are killing me, even though I'm loving this game. Because I'm like playing it the same way.
Going alone from here.
Alright, going alone, but...
Fuck!
Alright, so there's Falco showing that he cares. And actually, I don't know if I've actually ever heard that scream of his, because I think it's random. If you have all three of your wingmates, or you have at least two, it randomly picks which quote it will give when you're going in there. Or who's going to scream Fox? Will it be Pappy, will it be Slippy, or will it be Falco? I don't think I've ever heard Falco, so I'm glad we did that. Alrighty. So this looks a little familiar, and we're going to try the bomb method. I've never done that.
It's foolish to come against me. Die just like your father.
But thankfully I'm not like my father this time because I don't have the nice glasses, or sunglasses. Alright, here's Andros again, same thing. Bomb him in the mouth when he sucks in, I will try that. Actually, you know what? I may as well, since I have to show this fight off again. It's the same way it was when we went on Easy Path, by the way. If you come in on the planet's surface, and you don't hit his eyes, he'll do that with the fists. Actually, or he'll do a slap down like that. Actually, weirdly enough, I didn't used to not hit him in the eyes. He'll do that swiping thing. Alright. Oh, well, he'll do a clap. I forgot about that. Clap on, clap off. Okay, there we go. There's the bomb in the mouth. Oh, it hurts him. Okay. And, okay, I don't think I've ever done that before. So, thank you, Proto Rover, for pointing that out. And it shows, I think, another thing about this game, when you really think about it, is that for a game that seems like it's pretty linear, and it is, I guess, in some ways, even with, like, the path system, there's still a lot of little intricacies that you can still find out, and different ways of talking to people as far as how they played a game like this. And I really like that aspect. Alright. That being said, we're not going to let him eat us again. We'll shoot him in the eyes, and we're going to bomb him now. May as well. Same aspect as the robot as before, and since we have hyper lasers, he's done pretty quickly. And off we go. And yeah, there we go. So yeah, we're making pretty good time on this. I will say this, I was not necessarily sure how this game would go in the sense of... I remember, well, at first, when you recommended you wanted to see this a few months ago. It feels like it's been more than just a few months. It feels like it's been pretty long. But when you mentioned that, I was questioning... I didn't know how I wanted to handle this, because I was saying, I want to show off as much of the game, but I was also thinking, how long would it take? Not necessarily that I'm concerned about that anymore, but how many stages, or how long would it take would I have to split them into parts, but thankfully I don't think I'm going to need to, but...
Okay, I'll admit it. You did good, Fox.
Yeah, so, alright, so it's just me and Falco, and he gave me it gave me the sign that's okay. I definitely got a much better hit score total that time, which is the 10-10. So we have the cutscene to watch one more time. So I think I'm gonna take another water break. And by water break, I meant I had to go actually get water from my kitchen, but I'm back and we're set. Are you going to show the training mode? Yeah, we can show the training mode, absolutely. In fact, you know what? We'll show that next. It won't take too long. And then we'll finish off with the hard path. Actually, I guess the other thing I'll have to do is... trying to think about this as far as the multiplayer. I mean, it's just me here, so it's not like I have a guest on board. But if nothing else, I want to try and see if I can show off, I guess, the fact... Because here's the other thing about this. When you get the medals, you get unlockable aspects. In the multiplayer, usually we'll play in dogfights with the R-Wing. But if you get all the medals on... No, I think you have to get... You get the medal on Venom in normal. You get the Landmaster playable on the stages that let you play it, which are... There are only 3 levels, by the way, in the multiplayer. For this version, anyway. They expand that out on the 3DS. And, so you get the Landmasters playable on Katina and Corneria in that one. And then after that, you also... If you get the medal on Venom on Expert, you get to be on foot. That being said, the controls for on foot are very weird, and there's not much balance as far as how any of that works. Because basically, if you're playing in an R-Wing in the multiplayer, and you have other people who are like on foot or something on the Landmaster... Okay, the Landmaster, you could feasibly defeat them with that, but on foot... You die in 3 hits. And you can't move very fast, even when you run, and you have to hold the R button, by the way, to run in the multiplayer if you've never done the on foot. And that's for this version only, because they changed the multiplayer pretty significantly on the 3DS release, including, I think, adding extra levels. The Real Enough was not online on the 3DS, which was kind of a surprise. Then again, the 3DS version came out actually pretty close to when the system released. I think it was 2000... Either 2011 or it was either launch year of the 3DS or it was 2012. But they did change the multiplayer up a little bit, and it was a little more... It was easier to get going, but... What I'll do is... We'll do the training, and we'll do the final mission, and then we're done with... Or we'll do the hard path. When we're done with the hard path, I will pull the other controller I have out, or another controller, I should say, and plug it in and see if it works, just to at least show how that works, even though it's just me solo, just to get the whole experience. My one question about that is going to be, I don't remember if Star Fox 64 is a game where, because there's some games on the Nintendo 64 that do this, and I remember this is one of them or not, where it will not recognize controllers if you plug them in after the console has been on. So, I don't know. But we'll try that when we're done with the final story. Or the hard path. I keep saying all these weird things, but so far, yeah, 2 hours in, we got the easy path done, we got the medium path done, we will show the training mode, and there's some, and I'm glad you asked that, Electric Verse, and I'm glad you're here, and thank you very much for patroning the show every week I'm on, as it was last week. I appreciate that, appreciate your requests, everything that you and everyone in the chat adds to this channel, because I love that, and I would not trade it for anything. Again, I missed this so much last week, and so I'm glad to be back. And that's going to be the case. I will be back again next week for Shadow the Hedgehog for the Xbox. I ran into a weird case of that one. I was going to show it in glorious 480p, but there's a weird hissing with my component cables for my original Xbox, so I kind of panicked. I went and bought a S-Video cable. We're going to use that, so we're going to get as good a video and audio out of that as humanly possible. But that'll be nice, and that'll be next week. And then Katamari Damacy, and I think the week after that we start Mario RPG. And then the week after that we'll do Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. Alright, but still out of rank, but again, this also shows the idea that I've played this game to death. I mean, I beat the game multiple times. I have everything unlocked, so there you go. Actually, one other thing I'm going to show, and I don't think I showed this because I think when I started the stream I was in a little bit of a panic because it wasn't working. But what I'm going to do this time is...
This is one steep bill, but it's worth it.
After we get our $64,640 from General Pepper, I'm going to play the opening cutscene because I don't think we saw it. So again, we'll get the full experience, and we'll do the training mode, and then the hard path. So let's take a listen on the setup of this story.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1.
We need your help, Star Fox. Andross has declared war. He's invaded the Lilat system and is trying to take over Corneria. Our army alone can't do the job. Hurry, Star Fox.
Of course, we're going all into action with the cast roll call, which again, I should have been at the beginning of the game, but there's no trouble getting the stream started, and hopefully will not be the case next week for Shadow the Hedgehog or any of the weeks going ahead. Well, here it is now. We got our orders from Mr. David Frederick White voicing General Pepper, and now we're going to be going. Actually, technically, when you think about that, that opening cutscene was David Frederick White speaking to himself, because he also voices Rob 64. So that's an interesting case as far as the voice acting that way. In fact, that's actually a case with a lot of the voice actors in this game. Most of them voice multiple characters. Same with Mike West, who voices Fox, but also James, as we'll see at the end of the expert playthrough, or the end of the hard path. We did expert already. As I mentioned, by the way, when you get all of the medals in the game in both expert and on normal, you get a different title screen with Fox with that profile view. But alright, so we hit start. Let's go into the training mode. Alright, here we go. Get this nice piece of music to start you out.
Welcome to training mode.
Here we are.
Let's practice the basics.
Alright, so we're going to practice the basics. We're also going to have some help here with the one character who's not voiced, at least not on this version. He's voiced in the 3DS version, which was a nice touch that they added. It basically tells you the tricks of how to fly, and you just fly through the rings, and you get sort of a little bonus as you go along, and we'll see that as we go along. So again, Z and R to turn quickly, holding R, then turning, you turn a lot faster than you do normally as such. Of course, to barrel roll, press Z or R twice. Okay, I didn't do it right in time, but yeah, you flick bullets by doing that. B is the bomb, press again to detonate, or it'll just detonate on its own eventually. Or you can do what I just did, which is do the lock-on, but again, the game will tell you that. Hold the A button, or hold A to charge your laser. You can also lock onto enemies this way. Yeah, it is weird playing this without voice acting, like, and again, I think it's probably the fact that the Nintendo 64's memory, they had to cut somewhere. I mean, and most of the game is voiced as it is, but it was always weird, like, this is the one part of the game that's not, but again, the 3DS version did rectify that, which is interesting. Get bonus points to where your foes are damaged. Lock on shoot bombs too, which we did. We'll do it again, because we were, okay. I do love this, like, the training march of sorts. There's just a really great remix of this in Star Fox Assault. And we'll get into that when we play Star Fox Assault, because the music in that is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. They gave it a full orchestra score, which is what Star Fox, I think, really needed. If there's any franchise of Nintendo's that really demanded that, it was Star Fox. I remember on the GameCube, in the GameCube era, one pet peeve of mine with a lot of games in the GameCube, as many great games as there are a lot of games on that even despite it being a disc-based system or CD-based system, or I guess the proprietary disc element of it, they didn't always have like music with full instruments. I remember Twilight Princess kind of being annoying that way. Or I don't think like that's another one like give me the full orchestra. They didn't, but with Star Fox, they did. Alright, C left is our boost, by the way. It's funny, I'm going through all this training stuff. Whoa. Later, after we're playing it twice. But, either way. In fact, it's greater if you hold button as far as the, for the brakes. Or, use the brake! Yeah, this game, as I said, the voice acting is so, iconic. And shit, I missed one. Somersault, press down and C left. Okay, I did that a little too early. Okay, so unfortunately I missed one of the rings. I'm trying to remember... Chat, remind me what happens if you get all the rings. I've gotten all the rings, but I'm just trying to remember what it is. And then the all-range mode, the U-turn. Okay, we'll do that later. And also, definitely, if you want to be flying through rings in the Nintendo 64 game, you want to do it in either this game or Pilot Wing 64. Not so much as Superman, but at some points... I'm sorry, we're going to have to show off Superman. I actually have to buy a copy of that game, because that's one of those... That is a game that is totally built for stream content. Even people saying, "Oh no, I don't want to see this. This game's supposed to be horrible." We'll deal with that game because I'll tell you what's interesting about like playing a bad game like that, especially something like that. It makes you realize exactly why you love really good games. And I mentioned the Bad Game Thursday concept with my coworkers and with other people. The idea of being able to commiserate over something like that and just having that reaction. And I remember having that, actually, with Superman when I was at MagFest, because I remember there was some guy coming up saying, "Oh my god, you're actually playing this," and it became this great thing. Like, I was actually getting surprisingly far, and they're like, "Wow, I want to see how you're doing this." Like, and he said, "This is, like, the most competent I think I've ever seen anybody play the game." It's like, and I didn't necessarily grow up playing the game. I just played it, like, once or twice. And I was like, no, I gotta play it for this purpose out there. Put myself in public, showcase this, because you go to MagFest, they have all the consoles set up, and you're able to basically tell them, like, hey, here's a list of games we have with the consoles there. There's a TV with a console, there's nothing in it. Pick something to play. I did pick Superman 64. I also remember picking, unfortunately, a game I can't show because of licensing reasons, which is, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch Make My Video for the Sega CD. From Digital Pictures, who made Night Trap, and Slam City Scottie Pippen, which is basically like a music video making concept, which again, because of the licensed music, I can't show, but that game is a trip. I will tell you that right now, as are the ones that they did for other bands at the time, like Crisscross, In Excess, and the CNC Music Factory. The CNC Music Factory one is insanely weird. If you ever played that, you remember that song that "Everybody Dance Now"? That, by the way, is it's Gonna Make You Sweat by that band. So it's like I'm saying these names, like what are they famous for? It's like that was their case. Marky Mark was led by Mark Wahlberg. In Excess was the Australian like new wave band, although the songs they chose for that were, I think they were only off of one album. There was stuff I never had heard of. I'm mostly familiar with them off of Kick and Listen Like Thieves, but they didn't pick anything from either one of those. And then the other one was Crisscross, where that one made sense because like they picked like I Missed the Bus and Jump, which is 90s as hell. Including like the F&B sections where you have Don Pardo, the announcer for Saturday Night Live, like doing the announcing of the show as they announce, you know, the Miggity Mac Daddy and the... I don't remember... I don't remember that. I remember hearing about Crisscross, but I don't remember the line for that. But it is pretty amazing. Unfortunately, because of the fact that it's licensed music, I can't show that. I guess that's one interesting thing to bring up, because I noticed... I mentioned a while ago that Blizzard released the Blizzard Arcade Collection, and I said, hey, the rock and roll racing concept, we can't stream that. Blizzard did something kind of wonderful, and I want to thank them for this. If they're watching, I want to thank them for this. They gave a free patch to that game about a week ago, which added an extra game to it. Actually, no, it added 2 extra games. It had the Lost Vikings 2 from the Super Nintendo, and it also added RPM Racing, which is like the precursor to rock and roll racing. And they also added an option for rock and roll racing, stream friendly. So basically, they'll midify the music enough so that Twitch will not complain if you stream the game. And I thought that was a wonderful thing for them to do, to make it so, like, yeah, rock and roll racing is on the table again because of that. So thank you very much, Blizzard. You have my $20. Or to quote Futurama, shut up and take my money. By the way, if you get 100 hits, by the way, in the training mode, you have a little decoy of Wolfen right there. And he will shoot at you a little bit and all that. But we're going to take him down, and then I think we'll go into the last part of the game. Boom. This will keep going, I believe. I don't think it changes. And I don't know, chat, let me know. Have you ever Maybe I should do this. I won't do it for the stream tonight, but I might look into it and I'll report to you later what happens. Have you ever played this until you get up to 999 hits? If so, what happens? I don't know if there's even anything that happens to that or not.
This is Rob, 64. Keep up the good work.
Alright, by the way, anytime you get a Rob call in this, you call him and he just does that. He does not give you items. Insert Wolf going, what the heck? Here, alright, so he's dead. No, I think we're good for this, because I basically... Okay, continue to practice all-range mode. So, alright, that's fine. Also, by the way, when you get to the edge of the all-range mode box, you'll do a U-turn automatically. There is one level we're going through, the hard mode, which I'm going to have to make use of that and time that very specifically. But we'll make that go. Yeah, we'll end with the nice bomb. Alright, so that's the training mode. Definitely a fun time and a good way to get you set up and give you some good pieces of music. Also, by the way, the other things that are going on when you play Expert, I don't remember if you have to get the medals off for that. There's sound here. If you go into sound, it's basically just what options you have for it and lets you test the audio.
Message from General Pepper. Priority 1.
Where it does that. But if you go into Expert, it also gives you sound tests, which is something you want to do for this game because this game has incredible music. Actually, I do have the soundtrack for this game. It's that good. And this game is that good. So let's, with all those elements there, we'll look at the verses at the end of it. I have another controller on standby, which actually, quick backdrop, it's the blue controller that I was going to be using. I used last week. I put it in tonight. I realized, like, 5 minutes before I started this, the button got stuck. So I'm going to have to do something to fix that, but for the purpose of this, it should be fine. But let's go into the main game. Let's go to the hard mode. Let's take care of Andros once and for all. And continue this wonderful element of Star Fox 64. And we'll skip this because we've already seen it a third time, but we are all set. Alright, so let's start one more time in Corneria. May as well quote this as we go along. It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world. I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me. I love the voice. That's what I'm saying. Again, the permanence of these voice acting, or the voice actors and the characters, and those lines, you remember them. We're coming up to, actually, the 25th anniversary of this game next year. Next June 29th. Not the one coming up this year for 2022. It'll be 25 years since this game, and I cannot believe it. Man, does time go fast. Well, we open the wings and check your G diffuser system. Yeah, this is gonna be like, let me give you this is gonna be a preview to my Sonic Adventure playthrough, because I'll probably be doing that in some capacities with that as well. Because again, that's another game, like with Symphony of the Night, like with this one, where you could say the voice acting is cheesy, but it is so earnest and wonderful that I remember every line, and here I am sitting all these years afterwards and still going.
I see him up ahead.
Alright, let's go.
Let's rock and roll.
I already said that the first playthrough, so we're not going to bother. Alright, so back to Corneria one time. We are going to go the hard path again. Okay, so we're going to be doing the same thing for the next 2 levels, but I will vary up things enough so we get a full picture.
Slippy, get back here!
Oh shit, I didn't mean to use the bomb, but that's fine. Yeah, we're playing on a normal soul, but you're probably getting like 10 of them by the end of the level anyway.
Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me.
By the way, if you don't shoot the enemy down there, nothing will happen to Slippy. He'll just get hurt, so you're not going to run into a do-or-die situation like the thing with Falco later.
We're entering Corneria City now.
One more time, Corneria City, and yeah.
Horrible.
It definitely looks a lot better when we go to Star Fox Assault, or in that case, we have a lot of enemies taking it over.
Everybody stay alert!
I'm trying to think what other ways I haven't gone. Oh, you know what? Let's go to the left. I guess that's the other thing, again, as I said, this is a linear kind of game, is the sense of you're playing, going down the path like this, but you can kind of go down left or right and find different elements by going off the beaten tracks. No expert, all medals on the hard path. I'll try. There is one mission I am dreading for that one, which is Sector Z. The Sector Z is probably the hardest mission in the game to get a medal on. It's between that one and, I wouldn't, Katina to a certain extent, but, yeah, that being said, I can do better with getting enemies, because again, if you go through some of the pillars, you'll have more enemies coming out. But something's wrong with the G diffuser. And, you know, I'll wait to kill him the last minute.
Use the boost to take!
I could use some help here, Fox!
I guess I should be thankful.
Alright, fine. He didn't say I could use some help here, Fox. But, like, yeah, I killed him too quickly. But again, if I don't save him here, he gets shot down and we lose the ability to go to the hard path. And if we do that, I'm going to kill myself. If we ever run into a situation, I'm going to have to kill myself. But so far, we haven't had to do that. Alright, there we go. I'll see what I can do on the metals. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it yet, but I definitely want to get the bomb here to make it a little easier on myself. Pretty smooth. I also love the other thing, the reflection on the water like that. That is such a beautiful effect. And you think about the idea of like what they had to do for that. Mostly a joke. I will try though. Follow me, Fox! Actually, one other thing I'll do is I'll use the bomb, not here, use it in the next section. Okay, I can get it on the bomb that way, and you can also hit the enemies down that way to get a couple extra hits. Actually, yeah, we'll be fine doing this. I'm just gonna wait till a little later, and then I can bomb more groups of enemies.
Back off, Fox!
Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're good. Alright, so we will get the medal here, by the way, because the boss will be giving us enough. Unless I sit here for 10 minutes and not do anything, but I'm not going to do that. Incoming enemy from the rear! Drop altitude! Yeah, I do love this game and every aspect of it, and its voice and all that. Alright, so let's go again with the carrier.
Deploy all units! Charge!
That being said, there's one thing I will do with this boss that I didn't last time, which is I'll let him say his last line before I destroy him. So I won't destroy him too fast, but fast enough we'll still get the medal.
Aim for the open spot!
Yeah, and Slippy just flew right in front of me, but yeah, he'll be okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna kill him yet. There we go. So I do that, and he comes back to me, and he has this line, which I always found interesting. It goes to the kind of frantic aspect of him. And he'll start shooting you, by the way, when he does that, so just keep firing, and he's gone.
Who are you guys?
We're Star Fox!
You'll never defeat Andross!
Alright, so that was the last time we were going to see Corneria tonight, but yeah, 3 runs, and went pretty well for that. And then one more run of Sector Y, and yeah, the rest of the levels are going to be completely new.
We're heading out.
Even Venom's going to be new the way we're doing it.
You did it! I was worried for a moment.
You're becoming more like your father. I'm fine. You okay over there, Fox?
Never better. There we go, at 157 hits down, and we're all good. One thing I do hope I can show off, and we'll see if we can do this. Having the medal quota before you get to the boss. Because it changes the color of the counter to orange. We'll see what happens. Alright, so here we go. Sector Y one more time. Fox, we're under attack! Help us out here! I'm on my way! Good luck. Yeah, I can't do the Rob 64, which actually is a takeoff on something that was in the Super Nintendo game, because there's the good luck voice in that one as well. I think also in Star Fox 2, which I have through the Switch Online. We could show that off at some point. I guess in that case, what Star Fox game do you want me to do when we come back to this franchise? Because I'll come back to it, and I have everyone except for Adventures and Command, and I can get those because they're not too hard to find. And Command, even though it's on DS, I'll just get the Wii Virtual Console and show it off that way.
Somebody's gonna pay for all this.
Someone's gonna pay for all this, and people are gonna be dying over this. Isn't it the bomb?
Don't let any of them through.
Something's wrong. I don't see anything.
I guess I could also make it harder by going into first person. I was like, yeah, I like it for the element of it, but it's not so much a thing for playing. At least on my case. You want to see Assault? Okay, I have Assault. We'll do Assault then next. That'll be the next one we do. I would think that probably would have been the next choice, but I just wanted to make sure. There we go. Get them all.
They're trying to get get through.
Actually, chat then, question. After this one, would Assault be the one you like the most? Or are there other ones that you like either as much as this one or close enough to it? Because I'm going to assume, and am I right in assuming this, chat, by the way, that this is the one that's everyone's favorite? And look, it's the popular choice as far as that, but we're seeing, as you're seeing tonight, and you know from playing it, you know from seeing what's going on, all the memories coming back to you feasibly on this. There is a damn good reason for that. This is one of those cases, because I run into sometimes situations where people say, like, there's a fandom on specific entries of a franchise to the point where they get annoyed by the fact that, oh, other things don't get enough attention paid to them on the back of that. I hear that with Pokemon a lot. The idea of somebody saying, like, there's such an attachment to Generation 1 and Generation 2 that some of the later ones don't get some of the attention or respect that they deserve. We're also going to go the bottom path this time because we went the top last time.
I've got everything above.
Alright, you do that. So honestly, in this case, this is one of those games as far as, like, this is the popular choice of what their favorite game in the franchise is, but, like, I'm with them, and I completely understand why that is. Alright. Also, I'm out of bombs, so I need to go and try find more. Also, I'm trying to remember if this is the path where you get more hits feasibly, because that's the one thing about when the levels where you have multiple paths. There's some where they'll give you more hits than others. Actually, it might be this one, because I'm getting way more hits going this way than I went the top. Or I'm just getting lucky, one of the two. Actually, I think they're more of the robots, which give more... Yeah, they give more hits for killing them. There's one, there's one. We'll grab it.
We're gonna break through that fleet.
Yeah, we're gonna have the medal this time as well, I think.
You're becoming a better pilot.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, after playing this 3 times tonight, makes sense. And again, I've been playing this game for years anyway.
I'm on your side.
I also do love that touch. In fact, they do change that line for the 3DS version, which is something that people are kind of annoyed by. Is like, I don't think he says, like, hey, Einstein, I'm on your side. He says something else now. It's like, yeah, how dare you change that? I was like, well, fair enough. But, okay, there we go. When you get the medal quota before you get to the boss, or I guess during the boss feasibly, which you could have seen, it goes from blue to orange. Or, I guess, orange-red. Or red-orange. Yeah, oh no, actually no, that's wrong, because everybody knows that red-orange comes before orange-red. Bonus points to any of you out there who understand that. Actually, that's another subject of a game we could do, but I will leave you to it unless you tell me what it is in the chat, but I will probably get to that at some point anyway. Alright, back to the robots again.
Jeez, quit moving around.
I love right there that I just flew right through them, but I was like, yeah, we're all alright because we're in the cutscene. Yeah, I got him. Actually, I think I got him with the charge shot. I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, it didn't lock on, but I hit him with it. I'm coming for you. It's time to try our new weapon. And he also has the New York accent now I'm thinking about it with the I'm coming for you. Alright, where... there you are.
Shoot, I'm taking damage!
As long as you get a beat on him, it shouldn't be too bad, especially with hyper lasers. Alright, there we go, he went down way faster. Yeah! Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, now, unfortunately, Luck First, I'm sorry, we are heading for Aquas. And, did you say you hate this level? Let it all hang out. Tell us why. Let's understand.
There you go.
Let's have a perspective on this, which is a level I think is at least the most atmospheric, but I also understand the idea of how it would be a little bit of a breaker for people. And it's also the only level we're going to have a different vehicle. It's the only level we're going to have it, and I will say, as I said before, those bombs, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of bombs, but yeah, that laser upgrade, that's going away, unfortunately, by doing this. But, playing this whole game through, we're going through every level. There we go, so far, yeah, we are hitting every medal so far. I just think Sector Z is going to be the one that's going to be the problem. Not even this one. But anyway, we are going to Aquas. This is the water planet, and this is the first level and the only level in the game where we have the Blue Marine, which is a submarine, as we'll hear.
Star Fox, I want you to take out the enemy bioweapon.
Yes, sir. Deploy the Blue Marine.
Good luck.
All right, Terror of the Deep in Aquas. And they mentioned the bioweapon, but they also mentioned that on Solar when we played that. So, I guess there's 2 of them. That being said, though, at the very least, when you go down different paths, the story actually makes sense, which is not going to be the case when we do Shadow the Hedgehog next week. And you guys are going to be controlling Shadow the Hedgehog, by the way, for the most part. Because we're doing one playthrough of that game. We're not showing off every level. But, you're going to tell me which path we're going down, and I'll go down whichever paths you want, and then we play the final story. Alright, so here's Aquas. We're in the Blue Marine, which is a submarine. You do not have, charging lasers. Actually, you do hold your, hyper lasers, so that is good. Also, it's a bit dark down here, so you gotta fire out torpedoes, of which you have an infinite number. And for a long time, I never knew what that, symbol next to the, I guess, at first I thought there was an exclamation point next to, like, I don't know, 2 circles, but I realized, oh, it's a picture of torpedo, which I actually realizing now, and, it's infinite. Yeah, just, as, Slippy's gonna say soon enough, keep shooting! We've got lots of torpedoes! Yeah, this is definitely a slower level. This is probably the level in the game that slows down the most. And it's 150 hits you have to make in order to get the medal here. That being said, you do not have to worry about shooting your wingmates down, because they're not here. You're going on your own, but they're still part of this level. So, you come in here with all your wingmates, as long as you get the 150 points, you're all set. So I just basically keep hitting everything and using those lasers to be good. Yeah, it is definitely quite dark. In fact, I'm looking at the chat there, or not in the chat. I mean, okay, I am looking at the chat, but I mean, I'm looking at the footage I have on my capture device and on the television, where again, I basically have this it's sort of blown up as far as my HD TV because of the pass-through on my capture device. And it is looking a lot darker on here than it does even when you play it normally. Or kind of reminds me when I played Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, which, if I'm going to play that, I'd have to also turn the music down, but for that one, there are levels that were so dark, and one of the televisions I have, which I think was an ancient, like, RF-only TV from, like, 1989, that one of my aunts had. She gave to me. There was no control for the picture, and when you got into the, like, the sewer area of that game, you could barely see anything. My brother and I could barely play that game at that point. It was only when we played other levels later I realized, like, oh, wait a minute, it's not something with the game. It's just the fact that it's this television. If you gotta select first, it's horrible. I'm gonna say it's okay, although we don't see it a whole lot in this game. It's only this level, so it is a weird case. I do love the track here as far as the music. It's very atmospheric, very, you know, capturing that idea of being under the water. Actually, if you listen to it as far as outside of the game as well, where you hear, like, the atmospheric elements of the music. Yeah, basically the way you want to play the Blue Marine level, just to give you an idea of how I tend to do this, is pretty much barrel roll all the time, keep hitting A and B to shoot the torpedoes and the lasers, and keep hitting the C down button to brake, because you basically stop. Unlike when you're using the Landmaster or the R-Wing. So in that way, that's how you're able to get big points. And like with Sector Y, this is a situation you go to the boss, and you do not have to have 11 hit points. I mean, you're going to get more than 10 hit points off of it from beating it. Keeping track of everything can definitely be an interesting case. I guess while I'm going into this, chat, okay, I can think of one answer potentially to this as far as other games with submarines in them that might have hit you strongly. Because I always sometimes think of Sub-Rebellion on the PlayStation 2, and I know I've been mentioned more than once Critical Depth, which was by Single Track, the people who made Crystal Metal, which was for the PlayStation. Which is one I definitely could get to at some point.
Thanks, Peppy.
Interesting enough, that is not one of the PlayStation 1 classics that's on the PS3 or the Vita or the PSP, so I'll be buying a physical on Critical Depth for that one. Although it's really cheap, so I can afford it. Or, okay, I can afford it anyway, but I mean, it's cheap that I was like, I'm not going to be spending a total fortune, which is also goes to that PlayStation 3 aspect. Like, I gotta make decisions on what I'm buying to that. And technically, I'm spending or to quote the movie Moonstruck, it costs money because it saves money. So at that point, it's like, yeah, that's how I'm viewing that. Well, did you think of Critical Depth because of me? To an extent, yes, because you've mentioned Critical Depth on the streams before. In fact, when I was going back to do the editing on the streams, by the way, you can't destroy these amoebas connected. If you can't, I've never done it. I thought of it because of you, because I was going back to some of the streams for the purpose of editing and stitching stuff together. And I was looking back at Metal Gear Solid when we had the disc not working, and that came up. And so that was how I was reminded of it, but also because you've mentioned it to me more than once. It's definitely one I could get to as a different change of pace, because it's weird, I can't really think of a whole lot of games with submarines in them. So at that point, I have an interesting taste of things. Okay, so there we go. Even if I could only get 11 points off this boss like normal, well, we'd be in good shape. But here's the enemy bioweapon. Two things about it. We have to hit that eye, but before you hit that eye, you want to hit the little, I don't know, vents, volcanoes, whatever they are, here. Basically just torpedo them and shoot them. And wait for the 2 columns in just a second. Actually, I think, chat, question. Since Critical Depth came up, and I mentioned it, and Perova's mentioned it, would you say that the sub-element in this game is better than the sub-element in that game? Or is it something so different it's hard to compare? I don't know, because I've never played Critical Depth, so I can't say. But I would definitely be curious to see that. That and Treasures of the Deep, which is from Namco, which came out at the same time. Alright, that's what you do, by the way, on those pillars. You shoot them with your lasers, and then when they turn rainbow like that, you fire a torpedo. The thing is that there's also an auto lock-on, by the way, as far as the torpedo, so you want to move your reticle... Okay, I didn't do it fast enough. You want to move your reticle to where those columns are. Or just try to not use it feasibly there. Shit. Also, the little shell things he shoots out will block your shot. As single track, I'd say different. Okay. And to be honest, that is an interesting thing as far as single track, because single track did have a lot of interesting and different games. That took more shots to hit that than I've ever seen, but alright. We got it, and we got there. Because I guess we're going back to single track. The Twisted Metal games was 1 and 2. They did... You should, by the way, shoot him, and then his eye opens, and you shoot a torpedo in the eye. But yeah, single track, I was thinking Jet Moto, because they made those. Twisted Metal 1 and 2. There was Rogue Trip, which was also on the PlayStation, which they made a takeoff on Twisted Metal that was... Because with Twisted Metal 3 and 4 and small... No, Twisted Metal 3 and 4 was developed by 9 Inch Studios, not single track. And then I think they brought single track back to do Small Brawl, although they were known as Incog Gaming at that point. And they did Twisted Metal Black. There was the PSP one, Head On. And they also did game... One, I want to get another cheap one, and another one I'd like to show up, but I also handled the licensed music by turning it off. I don't know if anyone else in the chat's played this. Downhill Domination, which was on the PlayStation 2, which is like an extreme sports biking game. It's kind of like Road Rash meets SSX. And it is a terrific, underrated title on the PlayStation 2 that I definitely could show off at some point.
Thanks a lot, Peppy.
Alright, so yeah, they're not grateful to Slippy on this one anyway.
Peace, Falco. You too.
Alright, so the Balloon Rain came through. We got through the, I guess, in a way, the sloggiest level of the game and the soggiest. So 2 elements of that there. And we're ready to dock. And it's going to be R-wing the rest of the game. And yeah, we did get the medal. So yes, so far, Protorova, you've been right. We've been getting medals on everything so far, but... Yeah, next is Zonus, but yeah, up there is Sector Z. Yeah, I'm not confident on that one. Let's go to Zonus.
There's an enemy base there?
Affirmative, General.
Which initially when I saw that name, at first I thought it was Zones. I was like, no, it's Zoness. And also, in the dialogue they say it, so that's why I knew I was wrong. It's like, well, we'll hear it in just a second. Anyway, this is the poison gas planet, the poison pond, or toxic waste planet.
Let's sneak in low and surprise them.
There's also a very high hit ratio if you're going for the metal. You need to get 250 hits. There are a lot of enemies and things to use here for that.
I can't believe they did this.
Needs to be expert mode.
What a jump.
Well, as you saw, I've done it on expert mode, so I'm not going to be too bad on that. Although usually when I played, I usually would go the expert path and get everything here. Alright, here's the gimmick of this level. The searchlights.
Take them all out.
Gotta take them out. If you pass by even one of them, you get spotted and you go to another level. Or actually, you would go to Macbeth if you do that. But we're gonna take them all because we need to go to Sector Z. Alright. This place definitely seems a little like it's... Yeah, there's like not much living here.
Fuck! Get this guy off me!
There you go. Ow.
That was too close.
Still better than me. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Although, I guess then chat question to that. When did you guys start playing this game? Did you play it in 1997 at launch when I did? Like I did. Or not. I mean, and that might have something to do with as well, when you played it, and also what your experience was of that.
We're closing in on them, Falco.
Alright, this is Kat, the old flame of Falcos. She appears on this level.
I have to left.
She'll help shoot down these things.
What are you doing here?
Is that any way to greet a girl?
Yeah, this is also where it's going to get a little hard with the searchlights, because some of them are behind the rocks like that. So you have to kind of zigzag around, or have Kat help you out, because she'll appear a couple times in this level. And if you go to Macbeth, by the way, she'll also help shoot down one of... If you go to Macbeth through here, she'll also help you shoot one of those switches, by the way. But I'm curious then, going back to what you were mentioning, Protorova, about when you played this, and I guess the idea of what skill is on a game, and also... As we've mentioned, I mentioned this because I was also looking back at some of the other ones for the purpose of editing, as I said. I was looking back at the Mean Bean Machine playthrough, which I really liked that one, as far as some of the discussions we had. I was going the idea of, like, the games we play say a lot about ourselves, and also what games are really proficient on. Looks like Kat is unkillable. Yes, she is unkillable, and that's going to be a problem when you go to Sector Z, and we'll see that in a few minutes. In fact, actually, I mentioned with Sector X that you can take a warp to get to Sector Z. That is the easiest way to get the medal there because you avoid Kat being there. It's only hard because of the fact that if she kills stuff in that level, it doesn't count toward your hit ratio. And the hits, it's 100 hits you need to make on that level, and they just give you barely enough. But yeah, none of the non-player characters who aren't your wingmates can be killed. And I think it's the same in the 3DS version as well, from what I remember. There we go, we got bombing. This is going to be a great level, by the way, to farm bombs on to get the end. And we need them to beat the boss there, by the way, anyway, so all good. Oh, okay. Thankfully we haven't run into a wing-busting situation. Thank Christ. I mean, I guess as far as my skill on this, it's funny, because I haven't necessarily played tons of fight games. But there's something about this one, because maybe also growing up... Okay, no, you don't go. Yeah, when he does that, that is one of the easiest places where Slippy can get killed, so you want to be careful there.
Enemy fighters spotted. Take them down.
Alright, there we go. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm getting all the boxes, because all this stuff is worth points. You do get the little thing for that.
I'm on your side.
For a minute, I thought I shot Kat, and she will say, by the way, if you shoot her, she'll say, I'm trying to remember what the line is if you shoot her. And of course, if you do something good, she'll clearly start flirting with you, which I guess, see, it's funny, the lore of this is that Kat and Falco used to be an item, and he's kind of had enough of her, but later, he's like, well, no, he's like, you get the sense he kind of wants to be with her, but then she always is saying, like, beautiful, I could kiss you for that. So he's like totally flirting with everyone. And you also get that a little bit with Star Fox Assault with some of the other aspects that go with the story, not with Kat in particular, but with that idea.
We've got company.
I thought back you were on Sector Y and now Zonus. Alright, yes. And that's one of the hardest on the left there, the one that Falco shot. So you want to have him alive here so you can hit all of the searchlights. And we are going to get the medal here.
Jeez Louise, what is that? Be careful, it might be a trap.
Yeah, there's the little
Something coming from the sea.
torpedoes and things there. Also, don't want to hold on to that bomb. Yeah, I was on Sector 1, now Zonus. I guess, like, first, now that you're back, what was your reasoning again on hating Aqua so much? You did get the medal there, but I'm just curious where your hatred on that is coming from, because it creates a discussion. I was saying it's probably the sloggiest and soggiest level in the game. Alright, but here's the tanker.
Enemy field analyzed.
So you have to defeat not Captain Ahab here for all of you Herman Melville fans, but you gotta shoot the cannons he shoots out. You want to get bombs. You want to farm bombs for this one, because those are the only things that hurt him for most of this stage. Or most of this boss, except near the end. We'll see that in a second. There's also one change, a little bit of a curveball the 3DS version throws at you. Now what you have to do is you have to throw the bomb into the little horns there. Just hit him straight on, like that. And then you need to bomb the cannons. And one goes down, and right now he will...
Drop the crane now!
Drop the crane now. You have to hit the crane with the bombs. They changed the hitbox for this on the 3DS version, and it is unbelievably specific on that. So I was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I usually just aim straight on it, and it's a little off, I think, upwards. So that really threw me for a loop. But when you destroy the crane, he can't recover his cannon. So just bomb the other one. And speaking of practice elements, you can shoot him with the laser now and destroy him instead of using the bombs. When I was playing this, I did play this on Expert when I was doing the test playthrough this last week, because I got the game over on Venom. I was like, I gotta practice everywhere else on the Expert to make sure I'm okay. I played this level on Expert. I killed him with the last shot, and I died, and it didn't count. So I had to go back to the checkpoint, which was not a good time.
All aircraft report.
But we're good, and we're done with Zonus.
I'm fine, I'm fine.
Everything's A-okay.
Well, with you guys, what about Falco?
Cat, where'd you go?
I remember our friends would kill all the teammates to make it easier for, you know, not hitting them, I guess, yes? I mean, for the medal, you unfortunately have to have them. My damn Wi-Fi made me miss out again. I'm sorry. Don't worry, though, Electverse. These are being recorded now. I have the YouTube site set up. I think there's a link to it on my channel. I have stuff from 2020 that I'm starting to put up, and then the 2021 stuff will go up. The whole stream of this will be there. You'll be able to see every aspect of it later, and if you're coming in late, or you aren't able to catch this, because people say to me, I'm not always able to be here at the time, or something like that, I'll have that option. You'll be able to see what happened and enjoy the experience. Okay, now, just to not hear the wingmates. Okay, so they liked the voice acting that little. Okay, that's surprising. But again, at the time, people thought the voice acting was not that great, but it's endured. Here's my least favorite level of the game. I would say for the metal element, well, that and Titania, I guess. This is Sector Z. The last of the sectors, and we'll see.
The enemy army is gunning for you. Be careful.
Don't worry, sir.
Good luck.
Alright, the ambush of Great Fox. So, we're going into the oven again as far as, you know, like, out of the frying pan into the oven as far as being attacked. And there's Great Fox, by the way. It's going to be more of a factor now.
Enemy approaching from the left.
So we got to protect our ship. And the other thing is that for getting the medal, it's 100 hits only, which doesn't sound bad. Not really. To answer your question, I'd like to see the original Star Fox more than Assault. Okay. Alright, I have all of them except for Adventures, and not because, like, oh, I don't want to play Adventures. I just don't own it. That and Command. So, we could do Super Nintendo Star Fox at some point for sure. Alright, so here's the thing about this. We have the enemies flying around. Just go through them. Actually, let me get that so I can get my health extended. The way to get the medal here is pretty much just destroy as many enemies as you can, because you need at least
You're not getting away that easy.
34 hits before the main element of this level. And the other thing I will show off briefly is if you're hurting on this level, fly in here, you find a Great Fox, you get a health recovery. I didn't need it, but I just want to fly in there just to show you how it works. And the other thing about finding the enemies to hit on here, you can all hit the debris that's lying around here and get points for it. But you also have to find out where it is. It's not always easy to see. I don't think you can log onto it.
Get this guy off me.
And Proto, you were mentioning you want to, you know, get your teammates out of the way. This is actually one of the missions you want to do that with. For not to have them dead, because otherwise you're not getting the medal, but you want to have, if they're screaming for help, a lot of cases you don't want to help them. And you'll see why in just a minute. just right now. Because we have missiles that are being launched at us. We have to take them out. And hopefully take out enough of the enemies to make this happen, and hopefully get the medal, we'll see.
6 missiles coming from the left.
And you see the flashing on the radar down there at the bottom of it.
Missile 1 is heading for Great Fox.
That is the missiles that are there, but they'll be off screen, you can see, or, okay, they'll be off the radar, so I can see them that way, but I cannot go there or get too close to it, otherwise I'll U-turn and I'll be going the wrong way.
Approaching. Distance 50.
So what you want to do is you want to wait till the missile is in view and go destroy it. By the way, if any of these missiles hit Great Fox, the mission's over and you go to Bullseye, so we're going to avoid that. Also, you have to watch out for when your teammates try and go after those missiles, because if they destroy them, you don't get the points for it. So this level can be very difficult for that very reason. I just think it was annoying asking for them help. Well, yeah, but here you kind of want to avoid that unless they're dying.
Saved by Fox. Missiles 2 and 3 approaching.
And here's the other thing. They keep giving you more missiles. Yeah, and yeah, they're not heading for the missile now. I'm not letting them head for the missile now. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting the medal here.
Move it, Fox. He's right behind you.
So they have enough health, it's fine, don't worry. So you just destroy everything you see, and then wait for the missile to come into range, or the missiles, as it is here. Yeah, they're there, so that's good.
Distance 50. Take care of the guy behind me, Fox.
No, you can handle yourself. Maybe with the hyper lasers makes these things really easy to destroy, but again, if Falco destroys that, I wouldn't get the points, but I did, and we're good. I hate this mission, but not as much as Aqua's.
Are you gonna hug all the fun?
And this is the reason why it's even harder if you're going through Zonus. So if you're going for metal on this, Sector X is the way to come here. Because then Cat will not be present.
Time for a little payback.
Okay, like first mention on Aqua's, you say you hate this not as much as Aqua's, so what's on Aqua's as far as hating it? I'd love to hear that.
Shake this guy.
Okay, yeah, let him not shake you. You're fine, you're not gonna die, so we're set. Yeah, I am not. Okay, this is gonna be the one level we're not getting the medal on, but I'm okay with that.
4, 5, and 6 approaching.
And these are the last missiles, by the way, but they are the hardest. Oh no, 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 no. Also, she can go out of the range of the all range mode. I can't. So she's getting a head start on those missiles, and there's nothing I can do about it. But I don't think she'll destroy it on her own, you know, before it gets in view. So just wait till the missile comes in, and we'll be set.
Approaching. Distance 50.
Actually, she might have destroyed one of them already.
He's right behind you.
Yeah, I think she did.
Fox, get this guy off me. Beautiful.
Yeah, she did. Okay, she destroyed the one already. So that's why you can't dawdle on this, and why getting the medal is really hard here. So if you're gonna do it, come through Sector X for this, even though it's insanely hard to get here through Sector X.
You owe me, Falco. You're on your own. Good luck, little man.
Alright, so there's Kat. We will see her, I think, in one of the other games. I don't remember which one she's in. I think she's in Command. She might be in Assault, but I don't remember. But we saved Great Fox, and we're all set.
Rob, is everything okay? Great Fox is okay.
Everything about Aqua's I hate because it's slow, dark, annoying, and its boss is annoying. Yeah, good reasons.
The bad guys on the run.
I mean, I guess it's a good change of pace if nothing else, but because the rest of the game is so speedy,
Peppy's here.
that is an interesting case. And they'll be interesting when we play Star Fox Assault eventually, because there's a lot of parts of that game, a lot of people doesn't like that game much. And I have some aspects of that too, because you're not in the R-Wing for most of that. I think 35% of that game you're in the R-Wing. The rest of it you're either on foot or you're in the Landmaster, which is kind of weird. And the dual analog control in that is also weird, because the only method of controlling that has you firing with the R button, which on the GameCube is really weird. And there's no way to change that. But we'll deal with that when we get to that. Although I will say with Assault, I also love the idea that you can switch vehicles and things as you go along. But before we go to Venom also for the other way of it. We're going to a level I quite like, but it's also a level that is extremely demanding. My hands might be killing me after this because of how I play it, but you feel like a total badass when you do this. This is Area 6, and this is a level that amongst people I know, they tend to love this one the most.
Over. We're in your debt. Come back in one piece, Fox.
Will do, General.
Alright. So here we are, we're going through the middle on Area 6, which is the defense station.
Came in here. No problem.
So Cayman is the guard here, but, yeah, we're coming to destroy this place.
Emergency maneuvers! Too late. Game over, pal.
Alright, here we go. It's Area 6. Come here with bombs. I'm gonna say that right now, because it makes the beginning of this very easy to get tons of hits. First off, shoot this down. Okay, you shoot down the satellites, blow that up, and blow up the space mines. The space mines are worth tons of points. 350 for the metal. Actually, it's not 350. It's only 300, but it's very easy to get 350 when you're going totally nuts. The other thing you need to do is basically just use that brake to shoot upwards and downwards on that. Yeah, it's 300. Actually, I don't think the 3DS version changed what they are, but yeah, it is 300 hits. It's not 350, but you're gonna be... because look at me already. I already have 130. I've seen scores of this that have been going into the 400s. So yeah, this is my second favorite mission, probably because of how insanely, you know, all out it is. And I've already blown away all my bombs, but Jesus Christ, look at that. I don't think I've ever had this score on this before. There's one other thing about this level that's interesting. When you get the Rob calls, make sure you make every single one of them. I mean, look at it. Yeah, the fact that it's going nuts. When you make the Rob call, he'll help shoot down everything. Those will count for your point total. So, make use of that. Now, with hyper lasers and all those bombs they already blew through, you're set. Yeah, the enemy missiles, shoot them down. You want to slow down a little bit to hit them. And if you miss hitting all of these, actually, I think Great Fox will help you on this as long as you have them there. But you sometimes can miss them. And if you miss them, simply will give a piercing yell. I don't think we're going to hear that. Oh. All right, we will.
Did we get him?
Oh, no, I just got hurt.
Not yet, sir.
All right.
They're on me. I'm getting careless.
He is getting careless. I think that's a part it's almost impossible to shoot down everything that's there for him. So just don't worry about him saying what's taking so long. We don't have to worry about that. He'll be fine. All right, so I'll make another call. Oh, right, another prank phone call. I'm surprised he's not asking for Prince Albert in a can, but he's doing worse. He's taunting us because we're literally right in front of Venom right there.
I'm looking forward to this.
I need more bombs just because I want to have them. Alright, there we go. There's the B. Wow, I have like 250 almost here at the checkpoint. That is pretty impressive. This might be my best run through this level yet. Again, I've been playing this game for almost 25 years. That's saying a lot.
Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side.
That being said, if I want to get the medal, I gotta be careful not to get Falco hurt much more. Also, one other thing I will say as far as like another appeal of this level is the music, which feels so wonderfully frantic, and there's been some great remixes of it in the other games. And I know, actually, I think Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I believe, had a take on this. Also, the spaceships you want to do is shoot off the cannons on them, and there we go, 300. So 300 is the, actually, and then, yeah, call in Great Fox to shoot down, and they will count on your point score as well.
Don't let him through!
And they'll shoot that one, so go up here and hit this one. Alright, there we go. There's one, there's one! Oh!
Venom's right there?
Yeah.
Whew, that was too
I was gonna say, that's also one of the points where, if you're not careful, you can lose your medal because he'll get shot down very easily right there when he says Venom's right there. But thankfully that didn't happen. Boom, 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 boom. Everything is dying, and that is the appeal of this game. Here, boom, 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 boom. Actually, we might see no, we're gonna see 400 on this level. There we go. We're almost there. Alright, so 405, and that's... The last line has been breached! Dang. Deploy it now! Alright, here we go. Here's the boss.
enemy ahead.
This is also a very specific one if you want to get the maximum number of points off of it, so...
close to Venom.
Let's do it. Because you have to do this pretty much perfectly. Alright, so first thing you do is it opens itself and destroy all 3 energy balls. Yeah, I know, Heavy will tell us that, but we're doing it now. Nice, thank you. This game is nice, and yeah, when you get into that zone with this level in particular, it's quite impressive. And I will say, though, I am impressed that... And I mentioned this before, the idea of what the recording curse is, like, when you're playing a game and being recorded, you feel like you're doing worse. But in the case of this one, I feel like I'm doing better. Because I've never gotten a point score like this on Area 6 before. But that's the thing, it's very easy to do that. That being said, the enemies here will not give you hits, but they will give you health, so if you're running low, you can restock. And you have a lot of points in between where you have to do that, because you don't have a whole lot of opportunities to hit this thing. Basically what you do is just keep doing that with the energy balls and shooting the arms. Yeah, I think you have to do that 3 times.
Yeah!
It gets progressively more damaged there. It's sort of getting damaged. But then we'll take care of it at the end. Alright. Shit. Alright. Thank God this is an expert, otherwise my wings would be gone. And I want to have these hyper lasers, not just throughout this fight, because pretty much if you don't have them, if you can't one-cycle this thing, you're not going to get all 10 or 11 points off of this. So you want to make sure you're holding on to that and not crashing into stuff. Alright, here we go. Okay, it's 2 cycles, but yeah, he has one last trick, which is the laser. Be careful for epilepsy warning here. Hold to the left, though. I think I'm used to having 270 round on this level. Yeah, when you practice this level and you know all the little ins and outs of it, it is fascinating. But alright, here we go. So we have to shoot the balls one more time. And then shoot the ever-living hell out of the core. You can hear me hitting that A button rapidly. Just keep doing that. And we got him.
Hey! You did it!
Whew. There you go. So that's sector... I keep saying sector, but it's like, no. That's Area 6, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the appeal of it right there. The idea of getting in that zone and just completely decimating everything. So yeah, Cayman and his buddy, yeah, they're gone. And nothing was left alive. Yeah, look at that alone. I'm at 1250. I mean, I'm gonna rank on the leaderboard I have just because of that one mission alone. So there we go.
Hold on. We're entering Venom airspace.
Alright, so we're gonna be seeing Venom one more time, but by going the hard path, we see it a little differently.
Say your
Second
prayers,
Venom is disappointing.
Android.
I guess because, let's get into this, it's a boss only. That's really all it is. Because we're at where we ended last time, but
Too cocky, Starfall.
here's Starwolf team again.
See how you handle our new ship.
They have new ships.
Too bad Dad's not here to see you fail.
Yeah, you have to fight them again. That being said, when you kill them, they give you 51 points if you kill them fast enough. So this is insanely easy to medal if you come prepared, or if you have the hyper lasers. Just be careful not to hit into those pillars, otherwise you're going to be in a bad way. And also, they'll be a lot more aggressive with their movements, and also with you know, with how they avoid things. Doesn't feel like a final level. Fair enough. I mean, to be honest, with this one, it felt more... Okay, it feels more like a final level in the sense of how it's more difficult, but... Or it's a more difficult version of this fight, because we fought Starwolf all these times before, but each time we were able to... Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Leon and I think... Was it Andrew we killed? Yeah, they're gone in rapid succession, and I guess so's Pigma. But they're going more rapid as far as what they're doing to me, and doing to all of us, so... In that case, you get that sense of finality. I guess it makes sense with the idea of Starwolf here. Because this was the first time we saw Starwolf. I mean, they were in Star Fox 2, but remember, Star Fox 2 was a game that was finished that Nintendo never released. And it wasn't until later, but we got him. And then we got the medal already. But I know what you're saying, it feels maybe like a potential anti-climax. That being said, the actual climax is coming up. Alright, so there we go. So we're going alone one more time. It's a little different here, though, because... Going down the tube again. But we have different methods of how to go down.
Waiting for you, Star
You
Fox.
take paths each time. I think you go all the way to the right, you can get items, or get a bomb. I don't think I'm going to need, but we'll see.
It's foolish to come against me.
And also, this line will change because we're going down this way. Instead of saying you'll die just to your father,
Now you will feel true pain.
let's go to the left. It doesn't matter which way you go, but I think there's different items at the end of them. In that case, the laser upgrade I don't need. Unfortunately, I don't have bombs, so we can't use the bomb method, but we did show that off already, because we're fighting Andros for the last time, and so far, it is the same as we've done 2 other times. So just shoot the eyes again, and shoot the hands. Now, so you usually want to go for the left one first, because the left one has the laser out of it. Alright, now we took care of him that way. We're shooting him in the eyes. We're done this time. Do rocks drop off? Yeah, they do. So I forgot that, but it's fine. We're good now. We destroyed him, but a little different.
Only I have the brains to rule my life.
So, Andros, you show your true form. So this is the true form of Andros. He's a brain. Definitely a bit of an upgrade visually from, you know, when he was throwing out the square, or the I always called it, like, the bathroom tiles in the Super Nintendo game, although for the Super Nintendo game, it's pretty impressive. Okay, so here's how this works. Oh, shit. Okay, I hit C up to do the back, or the further away camera. He'll follow you with the eyes. Alright. Loop over the eyes, you shoot him out. Also, you want to avoid hitting the brain or hitting the flagellum, I believe it is. I mean, I'm not, unfortunately, not a brain surgeon or have that much of a knowledge that way as far as whatever it's called. Actually, we'll do that when we do Parasite Eve. But, alright, that's also where it gets a little harder, because you want to avoid those tentacles that catch you. You'll probably be losing your wings, even on normal like this. You gotta hit him with the brain and hit that, yeah, that part. There, that gray part. And he'll also do transporting, like, or he'll do teleporting. I don't know why I said transporting, but yeah. Yeah, if you aim at the top of the B, by the way, the very top of it on the radar, keep an eye on that. That's how you'll be able to hit this. It'll also take advantage of the fact that when you come through... Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think my wings are gone. Oh, shit. Yeah, they're gone. Alright, how fitting, I guess. Even on normal, you can avoid that. But I was going to say, take advantage of the fact that when you hit the edge of the screen like this to do... Okay, I did the flip, which was nice. But I was going to say, when you get to the end of... Where'd he go? He's not even on the radar anymore. When you get to the edge of the screen and you do the U-turn for that, you are invincible when that happens, so you can take advantage of that. Sort of. Alright. If you have to time it just right, like that. Usually Andros is going to be on your ass a lot, so... Shit! This is going to be close. Because I only have the single laser now, that's going to be another problem. Oh, shit. I don't want to die to him yet. Because we almost have him. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, this is going to be bad. Okay, unless he teleports, thank God. But where'd he go? Alright, at least just get out of the way. Okay, it's top of the B, top of the B. So there we go. There. There he is. Just, oh, okay, not always top of the B. Never mind. Got him. But...
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Indeed he is. Back to hear what happens when he does that, as far as the rumble pack goes. And thus Fox died.
Don't ever give up, my son.
Except,
Father?
there's James McCloud, again voiced by the same person as Fox. So yeah, Mike West is talking to himself this entire time. Alright, so this is the end of the game. This is the last challenge we have. Follow him out and keep up with him, because if you miss him, he'll turn really quickly at the junctions and you'll go into a different direction and there'll be a firewall and you'll be dead. But if I hit anything again, I'm going to be dead anyway. So basically just follow him and make sure you use your boost, I guess use your boost enough to keep an eye on him, and also take advantage of the fact that you have clipping polygons there, so you can see through the walls. So speaking of Superman, going back to that, you have your shit. Alright. Okay, fine, so Fox did die. Oh, fine. Not canon-wise, but... Alright, now we have a full health. We can get out of here. Thankfully, it does put you back here, and all of the hits we had are recorded. And these are the most hits you can get on this section in the level, by the way, which is 227. So we have the medal all set.
This way, Fox.
Oh, yeah, because he does those really quick turns. And I can't shoot him down, and you also can't beat him. He will go too fast, although I would assume there's probably maybe something as far as, like, hacks of this game that have been done, or emulations of it, that let you do that, but...
Never give up. Trust your instinct.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, yeah, because he sometimes will do a rapid turn like that. At the very least, by dying, we have our nice full wings, and you know what? Let's make it a little more, special. Like, let's throw up all the bombs. That we have, but we're boosting right out of here with the bomb, the explosion, and boom! There we go. And now we've made it. We've officially saved the galaxy from Andros. For now. But we'll see him in other games. Now time for our reunion. Success, indeed.
Way to go, Fox!
That's our leader.
Yeah, and even Falco is impressed enough he can't help but, you know, stand behind me. But
What's wrong, Fox?
yeah, Fox is thinking a bit because he saw his father.
Nothing's wrong.
And I guess the idea of that was either that actually was his father, or it was him thinking it. And I don't know if necessarily if some of the side elements of this game have gone into that. But the idea of that kind of hitting him strong. You also get into that in Star Fox Assault as well, which definitely goes a little more dramatic with some things. But yeah, with that, there we go. There is Star Fox 64. This was a wonderful playthrough. It was a wonderful experience to be able to play this, and I thank you very much, Electverse, for recommending it. Because I would have gotten into this game eventually, because this game is a classic for Nintendo 64. If you have a Nintendo 64 and you don't have this, you gotta fix that, man. It is just amazing. So, at some point I was gonna get to this game, but I'm glad I got to get to it sooner. I guess speedily after two, not-so-hot things were happening. One, the, Digital Pictures night, and then me not being able to be on last night, or last week, I should say. So, this was kind of a nice capper to that, and as I've mentioned with SuperOldGameSaturday, the idea of this being a nice, relaxing place we can commiserate on games we've all played, in this case it seems like, or games maybe you haven't played, going about that. This is the epitome of that, just being able to enjoy it. If Electverse did not mention this game, I would have eventually mentioned it. That is probably true, and it also would have been the case if that, I would have probably just said, like, I'm going to do Star Fox 64, and everybody would be cheering. Which absolutely is a thing to do, and yeah, this game does deserve a cheer. This is a terrific game, and I'll go into my final thoughts then on this, which is Nintendo did push the boundaries with the original Star Fox game on Super Nintendo, or at least Argonaut did, because Argonaut developed it, and it was Nintendo themselves who developed this one. That game was impressive as far as what it was doing with the technology of things. It was a nice step forward, and then this game did what I think every great sequel does. It takes the original foundation, it builds upon it so brilliantly, and it really gives you so much value, so much to it to keep it lasting and keep you playing and keep you coming back. And deceptively so, because as I mentioned, when this game came out, people first thought, I can beat this game in an hour, what's the point of this? But then you realize all these other things. In that way, it's kind of... it's a masterclass of game design, when you really think about that. And a masterclass as far as the genre, and being able to get people to play a fight game that, you know, as intimidating as sometimes things are, like, I know people who would never play games like that, they played this and they loved it. And for good reason. It's easy to pick up and play, but it has those mechanics and that depth to keep you going and get you so engrossed.
I would be honored to have you as part of the Cornerian...
Oh, no, sir. We prefer doing things our own way.
And that will continue, for sure.
Great Fox is ready to go.
It's time for us to go now.
Mostly. I mean, I want to try and show the thing off with the multiplayer briefly. By the way, if you heard that snapping, that was me closing the bottle, or the top of my water bottle. But yeah, so this is one of the greats. In a lot of ways, this is probably one of the best games I've played for this channel, which is not saying I play bad games. Well, I will play bad games, for sure, to show you off and show them off to you, and have a fun time with. But this is a terrific one, and however you get this, when you got it on Nintendo 64, get it on the Wii U, because you can't buy it on the Wii anymore. Get the 3DS version. Yeah, this is a terrific game. It's a classic for a reason. It's become internet meme-worthy for a reason, and all coming out of places of love, because this is one of those games you just mention to anybody who plays games. Eventually they get to that point. If you've never played it, eventually you will play it, I think, in your life, and if you're a gamer. And eventually it gets to that point where all you just need to do to somebody is just mention Star Fox 64. Just hear that name and they just go, yeah, that was a great game. And there's something, or that is a great game, as is. And that is one of the appeals, indeed, of video gaming, where, again, for a game that came out almost 24 years ago in 2 months, that it feels just as fun and fresh as when it did back in 1997. And there's something to be said about that. And something to be said about the fact that this is a Nintendo 64 game with 3D polygons that, even with some of its elements, with its frame rate and things, I think this game is aged like wine, quite frankly. More so than even Star Fox on the Super Nintendo, or even some of the later games, honestly. Even Star Fox Assault, I think, hasn't aged as well as this, although the music element is amazing, and that's timeless that way. But, yeah, so this is a great game and a great experience. And it's not super expensive if you're going for a Nintendo 64. I think it's like $30, $40, which is not horrible as far as pricing. It's not Star Racer 64, which is like $1,000. It's not Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut, which I have, which is like $500. It's not one of those, but I mean, they made enough copies of it so everybody can get access to this somehow. And even pick up a Rumble Pack to have the full experience, which definitely is a nice thing to have, and have that force feedback, which you didn't really get into too much as far as like your experience with force feedback, but because we went the hard path, well, A, we saved the galaxy for good. There's no laughing Andros. I'm going to rank in. Let's see where I placed. I know it's not number 1. But we'll see where that was. I guess it's good that the last time we did this, we have this. Okay, so we got 7th place. And we got medals on everything except Sector Z, so not too bad. With 1,477 hits. Alright, so there we go. So number 7 is for the Super Old Game Saturday game. Or the Super Old Saturday game playthroughs of this, the final one. And the highest score is, for me, is 1,518, where I went to Corneria, Medio, Katina, Sector X, Macbeth, Area 6, getting 330... Okay, that's, I think, my highest score in Sector, or Area 6, until now, and then 207 on Venom. Alright, so actually, let me look through this, because I want to see all my Area 6 scores. 350, 333, 330, 319, 378. Okay, 378. 416. That is, I think, the 376 as well. Yeah, okay, 416. So, yeah, you saw history being made as far as that. And I thank you very much for being witness to that and witness to this game. Now we gotta present Pepper with the bill, and because we went hard path, and also because we got all these hits, well, it's a little different this time.
What?
Yeah, he's got even more of a sticker shock. Yeah, so he owes us about $100,000. So, yeah, what do you say we give him the payment due for the service rendered and get that nice notarizing stamp down? Boom. There we go. All right, now before I close out, I'm gonna try and see about plugging in the other controller. Also, not touching my system too much to make it freeze potentially. Not that that's happened, but I just want to make sure. So, put in the controller nice and easy. Second controller. I'm going to go take a quick look at the versus mode. Just to show what it's like.
Message from General Pepper.
This is another part of this game that I played extensively. I played this with friends and family. It's like, this and GoldenEye were the games we played pretty significantly as far as the multiplayer is concerned. And it's sort of with Perfect Dark, although weirdly enough, by the time Perfect Dark came out, most of the people that I knew who were playing were not playing that. And we'd played so much of GoldenEye, basically, it's like, sometimes like they wanted to go back to GoldenEye instead. Even though basically they're the same game. Oh, as far as how they play, anyway. Perfect Dark, of course, has more, more features as far as this multiplayer element. At some point, we will play Perfect Dark because we have the new one coming out on Series X in, I don't know when that's coming out, probably end of next year at the earliest. So we're going to be playing all of the other ones. I'll probably do the Nintendo 64 one to start. Then I'll do Zero, which I'll wait for Series X on because it'll improve the frame rate. At that point, we'll also take a preview or a brief look at the Xbox Live version of the original, which fixes its frame rate, and then the new one when that comes out. But that's going to be a way down the road thing. But definitely another one I want to get to as far as great Nintendo 64 games. And indeed, did someone say Perfect Dark? Yes, I did. And well, we played GoldenEye before, although I don't have the recordings. And here's one other thing I will say about the YouTube channel now that I have, and I'm putting up the recordings on. I did GoldenEye last year, but I don't have the recording of it anymore. So for those games, the games I have done recordings for, or I did play for this and I didn't do, I will do them again, and it'll probably be better because I have better sound equipment to get everything going through with that. So, and I will try in each of those cases when I can to play them differently or through a different method than I played it the first time, if I can. I mean, with GoldenEye, I unfortunately can't get access, I don't know how to get access to the 360 version that never came out. And I mean, some other ones can be the same case, but I'll have other ways of going when we go about it. Alright, let's take a brief look at the versus mode, just to give an idea of what it is. They give you 3 modes here. They give you point match, they give you battle royale, and they give you the time trial. I usually play the battle royale with people. There's also point match. GoldenEye's double agent run can be... GoldenEye double agent run can be patient. Okay, well actually... Because I did GoldenEye with Double Agent before, and then when I died, just to give a backstory to anybody who didn't see the GoldenEye playthrough, with GoldenEye, I played it on Double Agent to make sure everything was good, and then if I died on the level and didn't finish on 00 the hard way, to keep things moving, I turned on the 007 mode, and I adjusted the enemy behavior so to be a little easier, or kind of at least keep things moving, and I might do that with Perfect Dark as well. Actually... I'm trying to think if I can do that with Perfect Dark, because I'm... Okay, no, you can, because with Perfect Dark, you have to beat the main stages on Perfect Agent, which I did. I thought you had to defeat War, or beat War, the last level, the last bonus level on that game, and beat down Perfect Agent, because weirdly enough, I did it on the 360 version, I did not do that on the Nintendo 64 version, so that was a weird case. But take a look at the battle stuff. Okay, it doesn't, so, alright. You know what? It will not cut feed. We're resetting the game. Or shit, it will. Wait, did the feed cut, guys? You still there? Okay, assuming that didn't happen. Let me see, hang on. Okay, no, it didn't. It just... Because here's the thing. Still here. Alright. Because, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. I'll let the intro play, and we'll take another look at the multiplayer this way. I was a little concerned, because on my television, it shows whenever there's like a feed change, it seems like, and it's kind of correlated with that, it'll show like the, when you turn on television, like the new HD televisions that you get, you have that little, what's the progressive scan or the element of it, it's showing like a 480p, 1080p, whatever. And usually it shows that on consoles I have where it does a feed cut with either a reset or something like that, like PlayStation, on PlayStation 2, and even sadly, I think PlayStation 3 does that. And I gotta look for something for PlayStation 3 to record those classic games. Basically that war chest I'm building up for that system. I have to look into that before I can do any recordings of anything from that. And I gotta buy more stuff for that. And I've gotten a lot of recommendations from people, things to get, because they're cheaper. And I will definitely take some of those into account. Usually it's gonna be like a once-a-month thing, like, yeah, blow some money on it once a month until we get to the end of the year. Or end of July, or beginning of July, when it's all over. But, my point is, when I saw that, when I hit the reset button on that, I thought, oh shit, this, feed went out. And, I cut off, and the video's not showing. But, thankfully, it did not happen. So, with that long-winded element, let's take a quick look at the multiplayer. Because I reset it because I think what happens is that I mentioned there are certain games on the Nintendo 64 where it'll only recognize controller inputs from when you first turn the console on. I probably should have just plugged the controller in to start when I turned it on, but I didn't, but the reset will also do that. So there we go. So we have controller 2, we have Peppy, and each player, by the way, Fox is player 1, Peppy is player 2, Slippy's player 3, and Falco's player 4. So, and you have handicap options, which adjust, okay, no, I hit B to quit out of that. Doesn't matter, because it's just me here. And you get Selection Stage, you get Sector Z, and you get Corneria. Well, we're gonna do Corneria. And the point mode, you get Katina. Also, by getting the medals, you get choices of machines. In fact, you know what? Alright, since we showed off how the Landmaster and the R-Wing work, let's show you how On Foot works. Okay, On Foot is very weird in this game. This is definitely something they threw in at the last minute. Not that necessarily minding, but something to be worth noting. You have to hold the R button in order to run on this. And you get that nice cinematic camera view of seeing Fox and Peppy in this case. As you're going along, holding that R button down, hitting A to shoot. B is bomb if you pick that up. Jump, you need to hit the Z button. So it's very weird how the controls work. And there's nothing else. There's no, like, strafing. There's no, other aiming. You're basically just kind of shooting without a reticle and just aiming where the fire takes you. And I just got to find out where Peppy is and also run very slowly towards those white dots, because those white dots are the items. Yeah, imagine playing the multiplayer with this against people in R-Wings. In fact, actually, when I used to play this with friends and family, we'd usually try to all be, one of us or two of us would be on foot, and then you try and go over to the pyramids that are in the center of the level. In fact, they're right there. Kind of climb up on top and try and shoot out the R-Wing from the sky. But of course, because you don't have, there's no lock-on shot. It's not like the Landmaster or the R-Wing where you have that. So that becomes a liability. Also, the fact it also becomes a liability is that you'll see this when we go shoot Peppy, who's not being controlled by anyone in this case, the way I've set it up. You lose your health very easily when you're on foot. In fact, the point is, like, the bomb is probably going to one-shot him. What we're going to do is we're going to run over there, get the laser upgrade. Because they'll always put... Here's the thing how this will work. They'll always put down the laser upgrade, and they'll always put down the bomb. And when the bomb is used, it'll be randomly placed somewhere else on the map. And for the laser upgrade, how that works is that when you're playing with multiple players, or more than two anyway, and you kill the player who has the laser upgrade, they lose it and you get to pick it up. Or anyone else who gets to it first gets to do the laser upgrade pickup. Okay, there we go. Yeah, because I just shot Peppy once, and he already lost about a fourth of his health. Now, where is he? Also, this gives you a nice taste of how the music in the multiplayer is. Okay, so there's that little dot there. There is Peppy. I do love the idea of, like, how the jump is. Alright, so let's look right in Peppy's eyes. Let's walk right in front of him. Now you see the aspects of the models, which... It's weird, they didn't necessarily use the models from the cutscenes exactly. Even Fox's face, dang, that looks really weird. Like how he just, like, kind of... Yeah, his nose is really long, but then he has a fox, like, whatever. So we could shoot Peppy that way, or we could say, you know what, no, we're not going to do that. We've been playing with Fox enough. We could shoot him. Or what we could feasibly do is... Let's try... Okay, I'm shooting the bomb away, just for the purpose of that. I was going to say we'll blow both of them up with the bomb, because then you get a tie. But yeah, there is Peppy running. Actually, what they do is they do have the animations from the opening cutscene, even though they're not using the same models. So you have, like, the walk that Slippy does, where he's kind of running, is moving his arms left and right. It does that when you're playing as Slippy or as the third player. Alright, so we're going to shoot Fox, or try to, but yeah, I'm literally right in front of him, not hitting him. Alright, also, this controller's gotten very sticky. I gotta figure what I'm doing with this. You know, without a lock-on, yeah, it's very weird to be hitting him that way, or hitting Fox. Alright. Alright, there we go. Let's try and get him one more time, or get me one more time, and... There we go. And Peppy has the laser. Also, let's get him on top of the pyramid as the last shot. By the way, the other mode you have is Battle Royale is killing everybody and being last man standing. The point match is you get points based on all the enemies you defeat as far as your opponents. And then there's the time trial where you have about, I think, 5 minutes and you're able to go through and you have to try and hit down as many enemies or normal enemies, non-player enemies, or, yeah, whatever, as possible and get a high score. In fact, actually, when I decimated people playing multiplayer, some cases like, yo, we want to play the time trial mode because that makes it a little easier and you're kind of more cooperative, which is interesting. Although, again, there's not really a whole lot to the multiplayer of this game. That being said, it is still a lot of fun, and it's something that, when you've been playing the single player for so long and went through the story as much as you have, it's definitely a nice experience to be having. Alright, so I think with that, we've pretty much exhausted everything we can do with Star Fox 64. When we come back to the Star Fox universe, I heard Super Nintendo Star Fox we wanted to do, which we can do. I have the original cartridge. It is also on the Switch Online. I'll decide which way I'll go. It's the same either way, I think. I don't think there's anything different as far as the frame rate on the Super Nintendo. But we can do that one, and at some point we'll also do Assault. We'll probably do it that order. We'll do Super Nintendo and then Assault. I think it's also fitting to stand on the mountain here with Peppy looking around and having that nice triumphant, victory music of the Star Fox game, which has a wonderful, wonderful version in Star Fox Assault if you haven't played it, which is terrific stuff, and I highly suggest you give that a listen. And we'll have a lot to celebrate on that game when we play it at some point. That's going to be way down the road. As far as next week is concerned, and I guess we're going to be okay with Super Old Game Saturday and being able to get things running. Thankfully, I'm so happy we're back. I'm so happy the show is back. I'm happy you all showed up. Thank you very much, very, very much for watching. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and I have such a fun time doing this, and I intend to keep it going. And indeed, next week is Shadow the Hedgehog. It is the Supersonic Game Saturday. It feels like it's been more than a month since we've had it, and actually it has been more than a month. So we're going to end April off with Shadow the Hedgehog for the Xbox. And chat, it's going to be up to you to tell me which directions we're going to go for the first playthrough. We're going to do multiple playthroughs, sort of. We're going to do one playthrough of that. We're not going through every level like this one, because quite frankly, that game is not good enough to rationalize that. I had to do that off screen. So I had to do that 10 times so that we can get one playthrough of the normal story with all of you in the chat telling me which way I'm going to go, what mission I'm going to choose. It's usually a choice of 2-3 per level. And then after that, we're going to do the final story, which is the canonical ending, which I appreciate you feasibly in the future. I'll thank you in advance for showing up for that one and telling me what you want to see as far as the story path is going. But it's not going to mean a goddamn thing, with all due respect. So, yeah, that's going to be the case there. And then the week after that, we're going to play Katamari Damacy Reroll. I'll try and see if I can't have the first part of that up on the YouTube site by then. And so then you'll have a good idea of what that is. And on top of doing Katamari Damacy, we'll also do Mr. Driller Online. It'll be a brief look at that, because there's some certain elements that it shares with Katamari Damacy, including some of its stylings and some of its music, and some of its weirdest. And it's also developed by Namco, so I think it'll fit. And something I can run through the Xbox One. It is still the Katamari Damacy Reroll from Xbox One that we have running. So that'll be in 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks will be Super Mario RPG. We're going to start it. It's going to be the first RPG that we do for the channel, and I'm looking forward to that game so much. That's a game that might even be better than the one we're playing tonight, but again, different genre, but we're going to have a nice time getting the RPG element going, seeing how that goes, and how that'll work. It'll be the same way we're going to do multi-parts of anything. We do one night, we go far for about 3-4 hours, and then we will pick it up about a month from now, because then at least it'll give a good amount of variety for the show and the games we take a look at. And eventually we'll get to a point where, when I'm done with these streams, I'm going to archive the stuff from 2020 first, and then I'll go in order from 2021. And eventually there'll be a point where, when the stream is here, and we're watching it now, about a day or so after, I'll make sure to have a copy of that uploaded to the YouTube site, so we'll have a record of that. So, again, if you missed the stream, or you missed parts of it, or your Wi-Fi was acting up, and trust me, like first, I relate to that, especially because I couldn't get the connection going last week for Twitch, and I had a scare going this week. Yeah, it'll be there for you, and we'll have that for a record. And then the week after Mario RPG's inaugural entry, we'll go back to your choice for your next choice for Super Sonic Game Saturday for May, which is going to be Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed for the Xbox 360. We're using it on the Xbox One, and I'm looking forward to that, and first racing game. So there's going to be a lot of firsts when it comes next month. And actually, depending on how things go, I might make another first by doing my first music game, and there is one I can get away with doing. I kind of want to do Mad Maestro for the PlayStation 2, because it's all classical music, so there's going to be no copyright strikes going on that one. And it is a unique take on a music game that most people haven't played, and it's one that I would recommend to you for the purpose of that. So, yeah, I think that'll be good. I think we'll do Mad Maestro at the end of May, or after Sonic and All-Stars transformed. So, all right. With that, just to recap the program notes going forward: Shadow the Hedgehog next week, Katamari Damacy and Mr. Drill Online the week after that. The week after that, Super Mario RPG, the first entry. Then Sonic and All-Stars transformed, and then Mad Maestro, and then we get into June. And all I'm gonna say is, it's not gonna be just me on the show when we enter June, and I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to how that's going to go, and the other games we're going to play, and any other games that you want to see played or see represented here, of which Star Fox 64 was a wonderful choice at Like First. Thank you very, very much for that suggestion. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat, again, for coming in. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, and how much I love what Super Old Game Saturday has become. You guys make the show, but again, I can't thank you enough, so thank you very much for your support. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, a wonderful week coming forward. I'll see you next week for Shadow the Hedgehog, and I am looking forward to that, and to every Super Old Game Saturday. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I'm going to say goodnight. We're going to have this wonderful, victory music taking us out, with Peppy winning, and us all winning, because we're playing this wonderful game and enjoying the experiences and the memories with it. So thank you once again for this. It means the world to me. And I will see you next week for Shadow the Hedgehog. Looking forward to it. I'll be here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week, or give or take. We'll see, because I got up a little later tonight, but I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I'll make sure. This has become too much of an important thing. Or, no, I guess important to me, but important to you as far as just something nice and relaxing. So again, I can't express my gratitude enough. I had such a wonderful time. Thank you very much for watching. Next week's Shadow the Hedgehog, I will see you for that, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. Take care.